Start record. Play. Okay. We should be live. Hello!
Hello.
And welcome to Distant Dungeons. It has been weeks, and we are going to pick up where we left off from on the Age of the Sleeping Gods, where our party was exploring the Forge of Promise. I will give some general I am blanking. Sorry.
Words.
Apologies. I went
Language.
Language
Words are hard.
Words
Words
are
are hard.
very hard. I just wanted to give a heads up for general scheduling wise, stuff that we're going to do. Next week, we're going to have 2 different streams. One, a new Pathfinder campaign that Russell, our DM from Tales of the Rupture, who sadly today couldn't be here, will be DMing. And then Adam will also be DMing us a new short campaign concept idea, the Harrowing.
It's meant to be a short campaign, but let's see how that
We'll
goes.
see how that goes. But yeah, that will start on Thursday. EG, check. Is that?
Yep.
On the 3rd.
Thursday,
Usually same time, typically ish 7, 8.
We'll be around 7 p.m.,
Around
7:30.
p.m. Yeah. And then next week on Wednesday we will have a Pathfinder campaign, Arcane Adventures, where Russell, myself, Adam, Kiara, and another individual who hasn't been on the streams yet will join us for a Pathfinder campaign. But yeah, other than that, let's get into it. Bit of a small recap. So, you guys had left from the City of Dreamers, this neutral zone within the Dreamlands that seems like the people, the denizens, can congregate, trade, interact, and generally participate in some more civilization compared to the more almost nihilistic post-apocalyptic vibe that the rest of the terrain gives, considering the recent upheaval of the situation with the Sleeping Gods being usurped. You guys have been working towards helping them, and right now you are looking to get yourselves some nifty weapons. Some weapons that can harm deific creatures. The Forge of Promise was... this location was given to you by Ankam, one of the Sleeping Gods, and she navigated you with the assistance of one of her agents, Sir Onslaught, usually played by Russell, to guide you to the City of Dreamers to get the key and move forward to the Forge of Promise. You arrived in the Forge, finding it somewhat barren and undefended at first, but Selen, our expert tracker navigator of the Dreamlands, has picked up a couple of points of interest, most recurringly the presence of some strange construct entity that has made its way in here at some point and has navigated through the corridors, and you have found some claw marks across the walls, avoiding some traps and finding the first forge, the first section of the forge, in this case being, if I can find my notes, it is the Forge of Foresight and the Forge of Brutality that you find. You investigated the rooms around, found some strange little knickknacks, a bit of traps, and also these 2 masked harpy-like creatures that you surprised and defeated almost immediately.
So we're just that good.
Because you're just that good. The Sleeping Gods
I'm
picked
sorry.
correctly. You took them down, barely able to utter a word before they were slain, but their bodies remained right there, masks fused to their faces, and some strange magical collars that were wrapped around both of these creatures that you have acquired. There's the best you could surmise is some kind of command collar, something that's like maintains control, some kind of enchantment magic. That is the best that you could attain right now. Past that, you investigated the last room. You did find a spell book, Zenkela, with some more crafter-based spells, but maybe could be useful in the future. Also, some other like basic magic weapons that could be taken if desired. There were some basic melee weapons. I'd say there would have been like enough for like 2 quivers of arrows of like +1 ammunition for your skeletons.
Nice.
So those can be recycled accordingly. You can pick them up down. So effectively, consider your ranged skeletons have +1 magical ammo. Yeah, but after that, the rooms went quiet, and it was left to your own devices. However, as you all kind of settle down, the adrenaline subsides. Sir Onslaught starts to kind of become a bit woozy. I don't feel too good. I might... I'll try to stay as long as I can, but I think something is happening in the waking world. But I will stay with you for as long as I can. And he starts to... It's like he's getting tired, is the vibe that it gives. But he continues to move with you for now. The large room where the names of the forge are kind of inscribed in the around the entrance, but only Ostre and Sir Onslaught were able to actually read the titles. But it is there, and the door is open, as they have been opened by the small little rules that you were given. Yep. What would you like to do?
So there's an open corridor.
It's more of like you are in a kind of T intersection,
Okay.
and the big door is right in that middle point of the T intersection. Like you guys would be at this point on the right side of the T.
Shall we continue? Hello?
Yep.
Okay.
We shall proceed.
Right. So you enter the forges then. You immediately feel a shift in temperature, as it was initially quite like dim light broadly in the area. There was enough like light from all of your guys' like magic and movement and stuff that for those of you who might not be blessed with dark vision, it was enough to be able to see.
The question being, do I have that vision?
I believe only Zenkela doesn't have dark
I
vision.
don't have.
Yeah, I think the rest of you, I believe you do. But I don't know. Maybe Ostra does. I don't know the
I think
Harry.
I think I have that vision. Let me check.
You can check. But
You know what I'll do? Just you said so. It got darker. So
no. So it was
that's fine. Okay,
kind
okay,
of dark, but as you walk into this forge, immediately these skions across the wall begin to light up with this bright blue flame, and even along like the ground, there is kind of molten blue magma that begins to flow out from the wall against the door to your either left or right, and it flows down and begins to fill the room with this symbol. And it is, I think at this point all of you would be able to clock it, the symbol of Ankh. It is.
And this is like a very big open room.
It is a very massive room,
I
yes.
think I might not have dark vision.
Okay, so Ostra also struggles a little bit, but
Are
like
there
I
any
said,
doors?
no doors. There is only the one entrance that is now behind you. It is a kind of more of a domed room. I'd say roughly you're looking at like almost a 50-60 foot diameter. It's a little bit spherical as well, even the walls begin to curve around. And what you can see in the center is these 2 anvils And initially, there's just these two anvils that it seems like the magma is flowing around them, and then it gathers into a central point where there is this kind of, the best way you could call it is like a furnace. It is an open maw. There are two statues on either side. One seems to be holding like a great sword and holding it in mid-strike, and another is notching an arrow and is like pulling and is in almost like mid-strike, ready to
Totally.
release.
Totally not anxiety-inducing.
And you see these two looking away from each other, and this open maw that is beginning to fill with the blue molten magma inside, as you hear a bit of like this crackling and kind of a bit of a rumble that's going as
Curiosity.
yeah.
Does it vibe that this magma is magical, or is it just extremely hot that it turns blue?
I'll say, with no check required from your perspective as Ostra, because you are touched by Ankam as her ward.
I also have Eldritch Sight.
Okay, that also helps. You are certain it is a bit of both. There is magic all over here, and to all of you, that magic is clear.
And sigils are only Ankams. There
Yep.
is no like rooms,
No.
things, anything.
At least so far, on the surface, no.
But since you know
and-
they lit up,
Yep.
The opening of the furnace, is it like a door going to somewhere, or is
No.
it closed?
It's
Yeah.
more, it truly feels like a furnace where it's like something is tossed in, it's probably gonna
Ah,
just fall
how big
into
is
the
it?
magma.
How big is the?
It's like, you're looking at like a 8 foot
Okay,
8 foot
so
opening with like 10 foot total with the borders of
Got
the
you, got you.
of the frame itself. It is massive.
big.
Yeah, the statues themselves would stand around 15 feet tall, and the furnace itself reaches that height, give or take. Yeah.
Okay.
Right now, that is all you see. Yes, that is all you see.
Just as a point, I will keep my skeletons at the door,
Mhm.
just protecting the door that we came from, and I'll walk into the room and see what the fuck I can do.
Okay. You begin to walk into the room. At this point, I'd say all of you can give me a perception or investigation check, just to get a bit of a deeper.
Natural 20, baby.
Nice, hell yeah.
For
good.
25.
Oh, good. So if when the statue get animated, we won't have a nat 20.
Don't worry, I'm sure I'll roll like 5 more next, so
Hell yeah.
no problem.
22.
You said perception.
Perception or investigation, whichever you'd rather. Got the 22. I assume perception for Selim.
Yep.
For me, they are identical.
Ooh,
so
can I use investigation?
Oh yeah, you can go ahead.
A bit
Investigation.
28 then.
Nice.
lovely. 13.
30. Okay. You, Ostra, take
I
in the
needed to
room.
even out.
Yeah. You take in the room as it is. It's a bit overwhelming. Feeling this like magic essence all over. Ruffles your fur a little bit. A bit uncomfy. Even for you being, I believe you're like a desert rabbit.
Yes.
Yeah, and it is still uncomfy. For Selen, looking through and looking at the room, you don't see anything that seems like a trap. You're pretty certain there are no traps in the room per se. The main things to take note of are the two forges, the anvils rather, but they are also separate forges. You the 22 past that point, you do see etched on the statues, there are some runes, but from here you can't quite like analyze them, but you notice them. Enough to like clock them and be like, oh, they're there.
I point them out to the more arcane.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
Zenkela, you tell me this before I'll describe further. Do you wish to enter further into the room as you perceive, or do you want to take this from like an outside, like just like kind of looking in?
No, I think I would go closer, but not close enough to be like, if the my thing is if these statues come alive, they're gonna hit me. Kind of
Okay,
vibe. So I'll be
fair
like
enough. You're cautious. Yeah,
20 feet away maybe.
yeah.
And I'll probably have one skeleton with me just to be
Okay.
safe.
Okay, yeah, you bring one and follows with you, but you begin to move inwards, and you clock the magic, and I'll say with a nat 20, you do pick up a intense evocation just from the raw energy. The magma itself seems to be being bolstered by almost like a continuous spell that is happening. You do pick up a kind of a underlying potent enchantment of transmutation, as like a potent spell that is active on the room. I'll say as like that you're picking it out, Dana. There is that. You can analyze it further, but I'll say you got that for sure. And you do see the runes as well. Silen points them out. You kind of saw them before as well, but you were like more being overwhelmed by the other sensations. And then Silen like points them out, and you're like, okay, yeah, I'll take a look at them. And from here, you can clearly tell that there is some element of of transmutation magic of the runes themselves that are etched on.
And these are on the statue,
on the
statues, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can also tell that there are other runes on the furnace, but they are very small, but you can see a lot. They're very interwoven. This reminds you a little bit. Actually, I'm not sure if Zenkela herself had seen.
I doubt it.
I'm trying to remember when you were in the Vale of the Valley of Veils. The entrances that you had entered to go into your like respective little dream pockets. There was a lot of like runes generally etched into down, and there was like the text that you read. It is reminiscent of that, and it is etched onto the forge, onto the furnace. To understand it properly, you'd have to like actually get right up to it though, because they're very small.
No idea what the runes could be on the statues.
On the statues, you're picking up transmutation. You're inclined to believe that your assumption is correct, that they probably have the capacity to awaken.
Okay.
But you're not sure what their programming would be.
Yeah.
But you're almost certain that these were designed to awaken. But I'd say like right now is that you're 20 feet away. That puts you about 10 feet away from the anvils themselves. The anvil is just next to the...
And there are two anvils, right?
There are two anvils.
Nothing on the anvil like a symbol or like...
No, actually. No.
Okay.
I'd say though with a nat 20, what you can piece together is that while the anvils themselves don't have like anything etched onto them, the power of the room around and the sigil of Ankam on the ground is kind of the rune for those anvils. Like you are inclined to believe that, like, oh, of course, it's like adding sugar on sugar. Why bother enchanting the
everything's
anvil?
connected. Everything's connected.
Yeah. Yep.
I'll let everyone know that statues are potentially bad news, and apart from that, no real idea what else we can do. I have an idea. Maybe we have to use the anvils for something, but I'm not exactly strong, so I need stronger people to do something with that. Just give it a whack or something. See what happens.
Give the whack.
Fine.
Everything great starts with a whack.
I'll say.
And I will walk. I will walk way the fuck back.
Okay, Zengula retreats.
Yep.
I'll say Sir Onslaught is still like here with you, is like kind of taking it in, kind of almost like trying to stay awake. Kind of like looks as like, okay, all right, strength. I would try. Ostre, would you? We can perhaps move to the anvils together.
Yes, yes.
Yes, hit them together.
The both of
Teamwork,
you begin
teamwork.
to move towards the anvils. Just to confirm. So, Ostra, you do.
Yes.
You
yes,
move.
yes.
Do you go up to the anvil, like fully up to the anvil?
Yes, but I
Okay.
want to make it to be able to keep an eye out for potential.
Sure.
Bullshit.
Yeah. You are all. You are all
I'm having a look
on
at
alert. That is for sure. You move up to the anvil. As you move, you see the magma kind of burst a little bit. Not anything to damage, but just a bit of like energy, and it sparks out.
Almost
And-
as if it's like feeling someone's
Yeah.
presence.
Yes. You have walked
Yeah,
into
Mark-
the
Mark alive,
anvil
you guys.
space. And as you
Wait,
do, yes?
Or before, can I stop them for a second?
Sure.
Be like, I said, I'll wait. And I would like to send my snake to see what's around the furnace.
Okay.
'Cause I'm thinking we're only seeing it from the front.
Oh,
So
no, there's
honestly,
nothing. No, behind the furnace there isn't anything. It is against
Oh,
the wall.
okay. Then
Like
okay,
it
okay.
is-
On the wall. Got you.
Yeah. You're basically like, there is the entire room. Then there's like 30 feet of kind of empty space, realistically, like in the middle, and then like everything is kind of
Anvils and then the furnace.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, go ahead. Continue.
So, you approach the anvils, the magma flares, and you see the runes on the statues begin to glow. They slowly begin to shift, and you see the statue with the greatsword swing, and the sword just cleaves through the air. And as it does, it kind of leaves an arc of blue energy just for a second, and then it vanishes. And then the arrow loosens and shoots towards the wall and kind of erupts in this like brilliant blue light as it like bursts and leaves no trace of the arrow itself. But it seems like there is already another arrow ready, and the faces of the statues turn. You enter the forge of brutality, says the one with the greatsword. You enter the forge of foresight, says the one with the arrow. What do you give for a promise?
Hmm.
And yeah,
Hmm.
the statue, both of them have like turned, facing the two of you like on either anvil. It seems like each one addressing the one specific. They don't seem to move from their position. Like their feet are still like firmly in place. It's like their hands have moved, and their faces have moved. And they say this.
Trying to find what. Okay, this one. Items or relics or sentimental memories. Okay.
Yes, you remember you were told that you are basically allowed to give whatever you feel has value. It is a bit of a mystery to you guys, but it also seems to be a mystery in the way that it works as well. So, yes, Ostra, right now, you are at the anvil. What do you wish to do?
Because the thing is, I have to give something and then a weapon for it to
You know you have the weapon is to go into the mold. That you know has to go somewhere else, like at the forge itself. These are the subsidiary forges that you were told you would visit to provide things to amplify your final weapons. So you technically,
And obviously, the amplified material would be lost.
probably,
The item itself,
maybe
probably.
it might become infused with your weapon. It might take a different form. You're not entirely sure. I would say the most I will tell all of you, conceptually and mechanically, think hard on what you want the end product to be. And then on a mechanical side and on a official games-wise side, we can discuss what that final item will be together, so that we get to somewhere where all of you would be comfortable with. But also as characters, you are making a promise right now. You are sharing. The Forge makes a promise to you. Is the way that it's kind of like that Calva kind of explained it when going a little bit more narrative-y. It would have been that. The Forge is making a promise with you. A promise of the weapon that it forges for you. It promises to give you what you need. You
And we need to give a promise for each forge.
You need to give something for each forge, yes.
Okay.
Now, as far as giving, you were told you could give raw items, things you found, things you have. You could give life or power, aka hit points or magic and spell points. And you can give up memories. And lastly, you can be creative. And if you come up with something that I haven't thought of, I'm more than happy to interpret. The Forge is a mysterious creature of its own intent and design. So, perhaps...
I have this thing. It's in my inventory, and I'm not sure what it is. It's I have written down parchment with notes that can be used to create 3-level spells of any list.
I believe you got that from Yersala. Yersala, right? Yeah. Those were parchments that you found in her hut, in her little cabin, that effectively lets you make spell scrolls.
Yeah.
I believe
Okay.
it's either spell scrolls or effectively like a spell that you can learn. It's like
Yep.
If you want to have a spell scroll available of a spell you already have, then yeah. Stella, go on.
Do we know the repercussions of, as you mentioned, for example, health?
Mm-hmm.
Is that on a meta level? Is it max? Are we giving up like max HP, or are we just like hurting ourselves?
So I'll allow you to decide whether you want to do either. One will have more potency than the other. This equally applies for spell points, if you want.
Yeah.
It's not mandatory. You can only take like a temporary damage that can be healed. You can take a temporary like cost of spell points that will be recovered via long rest. Or you could try and give up some max HP or max SP and see what happens.
With my two
blood. Yeah, I know. The Kalva specifically did say the bigger the sacrifice, the more potent the enchantment. That was like... In fact, she mentioned memories as the last thing, because as a mortal dream, she knows that is the highest value anything has within the dream. But max HP and max SP are like one tier lower. Like just one compared to everything else. It's like done. So those are pretty cool.
And do we know if giving something to a particular forge, so for example, currently we're at like foresight and brutality.
Yeah.
Would this make sense that there is a particular one of us at a particular forge, or it doesn't really make a difference?
That's kind of up to you to determine. You're pretty certain that the titles of the forge give an implication as to where the power is going.
Also,
Okay.
those are the only two anvils, or are there more?
You know that there are 6 more, other than the 2 that you're here.
6? I thought there were 5.
There are 8 total.
Oh.
So there are 4 sections. Each section has 2 forges, and then the last section has the Forge of Promise itself. The big
Can you list them for me? I have Foresight, Brutality, Vitality, Blessing, and Sacrifice.
So with Sacrifice there is... Wait, you said Blessing?
Yeah.
So Blessing, Sacrifice are together. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Fortitude and Vitality are 2 that are
Fortitude,
together.
Vitality. Okay.
And then Power and Attachment.
Okay.
And then the 2 that you're at right now, Foresight and Brutality.
Yeah.
If you want...
I think.
Mhm.
No, go ahead.
If you want, I'd say you can all collectively, you can roll me an intelligence check. I'll say Arcana, History, or Religion can help you here. So it's like you can use those instead of just a raw intelligence. You can all roll together. I'll take like a collective total, and we'll see if maybe you can piece together more information so
Yes.
that I can give you more.
Please, please.
You'll
One
be-
chance, were we told if that emerald or that the stone they had given us from those memories were important for something?
So the stones you had were important for your glamours. You're certain that those aren't memories.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do the Historicissimo because it's the only one that it's not just like a +1.
Okay.
And I got 17 total.
Okay. That's good. That's good.
21
18
for
intelligence.
So
Oh, Arcana as well.
you can use Arcana, yes, if you need.
21 as well.
So 21 for Sinan as well, Javiri? I didn't hear you. Okay, nice.
Mhm.
42 plus 17, 59.
Numbers.
Numbers.
Numbers!
I'm gonna add 10, 90, 59, 59. Okay, so I won't like it's good. I'm not gonna give you everything, but this is the general vibe of what you can understand. Foresight and Brutality are the simpler of the forges. The other forges are much more potent. What you can like understand. Being the easiest, they're the ones that you can easily like make an assumption. This is probably for straightforward attack and damage roll basis. Where you're at right now. It's for dealing more damage, Brutality, and for being able to be accurate more, Foresight. Being able to tell where your enemies will be before they're even there. So you're pretty sure that's where you're at. Now the others are more complicated. Power and Attachment.
Out of curiosity,
Yes.
sorry. For damage, does it go like the dice goes 1 tier up?
I'll say you haven't unlocked that much, but you're pretty sure that there is some element of damage scaling.
Okay.
But yes.
Sorry, I didn't see.
Power and Attachment, you feel will be more related to charges within your items of being able to do stuff. That's as far as Dana. And potentially attachment is like the best you can get is like how attached the item will be to you. You'll have to kind of interpret that for yourselves as you will. Fortitude and Vitality. Your guess would be defense and
HP.
healing or health based. And lastly, Blessing and Sacrifice are the most nebulous, but the most like they're wild cards in a way, but they are the last forge. They are
Which ones are these, sorry?
Blessing and Sacrifice.
Okay.
Yeah, those your guess is as good as any as to what they might give. You're like yeah. You're not, as far as like what you give, it's up to you guys if you want to like each one of you take a specific one, Donna. You're not sure if there is a difference to go to Sulin's questions as to like if you do this forge and the other person does this forge. It depends what you want to give. Really. So it's more so maybe the best you can think of is who is better placed to give up this thing over the other person. It's like,
Yeah.
say you're giving up spells, maybe Ostra might not be the best to give up spells. Zenkela would be probably the better placed one if anyone's going to give up spells.
Yeah.
Kind of fun.
Well, I have 2 items for this forge already.
Okay. If
I
you-
also have an item.
Oh, lovely. So I'm the only one that doesn't have any clue of what to give.
I mean, you are.
But we don't need to all give something, right?
No. You are told.
And-
You were told that mainly it is important that each forge receives something so that it activates. But there wasn't an amount of like, you have to give up 4 things at every forge.
And what is given by
Yeah.
someone else can be used for another person's weapon, right? So it's like
Everything you give,
Everything is used.
is going to be applied to all 4 items you're going to put in the end. So you are all working together in this. In fact, Calvan did mention the vibe of.
so what do you have, Silen? Sorry, my Discord's froze, so I don't know. if someone's
Yes. Basically, no, I was just saying.
Silen was kind of.
Sorry. Okay.
Go ahead. Silen would move forward, kind of like I believe it's Ostray and Onslaught.
Onslaught is there, and he's kind of like, "Ugh, friends, I'm not sure. And he starts to fade, becomes very like
Onslaught, no.
translucent, and just, I will try to return as quickly, and he vanishes.
See you in 10 years.
And the light around the anvil dims. And in fact, the statue in front of Onslaught being, I'd say he would have gone in front of the greatsword, bless you. It kind of like, the sword goes back into its original position, and it dims, the runes on it also like dim down.
I will step up since I have an item.
If Ostra wishes, you may step away if both of you wish to.
Yes, I can step away.
Yeah, I would like pat Ostray on like the shoulder and be like, kind of, gesture like, I've got this.
What do you have, Silen?
You see the face of the statue as you walk in to Ostra, where Ostra is, Silen. You see it shift to turn to you, and then it basically, Ostra, you feel like you can walk away. Like it feels like there has been a handover. The statue has recognized it. And yeah, both of you now step forward. The statue commits to its same motion. Zenkel, as you step forward onto the Anvil of Brutality, it does the swing, creates like an arc of energy that then dissipates and looks at you. What shall you give to the Forge of Brutality?
So, one second. What do
just
you have,
to make
Silen?
sure?
Mhm.
So,
Do you want to swap?
I'm not gonna tell you yet. Selene would want to go to the one that is Foresight.
Okay, yeah, no,
okay.
that's the one you went to. Yeah.
Okay.
Ostra was on the Foresight, and the Onslaught was on the.
Okay, then for the brutality, I will pull out the lightning bark, which I've been
Okay.
using to increase the power of my spells,
Okay.
and I will place it on the anvil.
You place it on the anvil, and the same symbol that is etched on the rune in the magma forms on the anvil around the rod itself. You see it lift up, it twirls, and it begins to become this like bluish energy. And then with a lightning strike into the ceiling, it vanishes.
Lovely.
And the swing of the sword comes back up, and it arcs in lightning energy as the furnace begins to crackle with lightning inside. And it looks at you. Thank you. And it shifts back into its position.
Fun.
Selene would place his hands
Mm-hmm.
onto the pedestal and Does he need to like say it out loud, or is it like
Whatever you want, you can tell
psychic?
me.
Okay.
You can tell me like what you're
Yeah.
thinking, and you can see if
Yeah.
that works.
So basically, the meta is Selene will give up the sharpshooter feat.
Ooh, I love it. I love
God
it.
So
damn,
like
that's naughty.
within the game, it's like
Yes.
his enhanced
Yes.
aim.
Yes.
That is naughty, Silan. That is very naughty.
Lovely. Lovely.
Hey,
You place your
gotta go
hands. You
Yeah,
place
100%.
your hands onto the anvil. You begin to see these lines of blue energy just form around the outline of your hands. And you begin to feel it sizzle, and eventually, like, you hold there for a while, but then you're forced and you pull your hands up. And you see perfectly your hands to the lines of the fingerprints on the anvil. You see the rune begin to form around, and you see almost as if the fingers become these arrows that shoot outwards across the surface of the anvil. And then within the lightning of the furnace, you begin to see these arrows of lightning just shifting, moving, twirling, as they seem to just ricochet against the inside of the furnace. The statue swivels its bow and arrow towards you, and then says, "Thank you," and shifts into its position and becomes once more inanimate. And the furnace is existing in this current state with this mesh of pure accuracy and raw lightning. And
Personal curiosity.
Yep.
In chance, is there any forge that can give some extra spell slots to the resident warlock?
you can try.
Yeah.
You can try. Lovely.
I give
love
up
that.
all my spell points. No, I don't.
No.
No, I
You
don't.
can, you can try. Remember, there is this factor of what you give up. This is going
Yeah.
to affect all four of your things. So, keep that in mind. But yes, okay. Right now, Selene, you do not have the sharpshooter. Right now,
Yes.
it is not available to you. But you feel this essence, this part of your skill, your prowess, is not here within you, and it's a strange feeling. It's like a part has just gone missing. But then you look into the furnace and you see it there. You can feel like it's there. And yeah, the magma begins to subside in this moment. And yeah, it doesn't go dim. It's still there. But that eruption and enhanced light around the anvil seems to dim just slightly. And yeah.
Do any doors open up nearby?
No doors, but Ostre, as you look upon this effect and you see Zenkila and Selene kind of not per se step away, but just like take a step from the anvil, almost instinctively finishing this process, you begin to feel heat in your pouch where the other runes are, and you begin to feel like, similarly to before, probably the next two are beginning to pull forward to go to the next location. But they're not zooming out just yet, giving you some time if there is anything else you wish to do in this moment. But you begin to feel the call is happening.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, you have the box, you know, you need but open it, and the runes will probably shoot out, much like they did before.
Are we all ready? I tell the others.
I am. Nothing else to give.
Selene feels satisfied with his offer. Like steps back from the
Yeah, you fully. step
slight
away.
Likewise,
altar
likewise.
thing.
Okay. So I open the Dana.
You open the box, this little wooden chest, and you see the first two. You begin to see there are two, so there are 8 in total, and the 2 in the middle are missing. You begin to see almost like a translucent silhouette of the runes, as if they are beginning to reform, but they're not there yet. But you see them. But the 2 next to them, on either side, shoot out and immediately begin spiraling out, like almost like shifting together, like spiraling in the circular fashion in the air, out of the door, and they would take a left. And if you wish, you may begin to follow as you did before.
Yes.
Yep, I will follow.
You begin to move. Lovely. So, you're more prepared this time round. So you're ready. You know how fast they're going to go. So I would like
Yawn.
everyone, as you step out of the room, you turn, and you see the runes move into that pitch blackness where the corridors seem to end abruptly. And they move in, and they almost vanish. You follow through, and you feel this like, almost like lurching forward, as you feel like you've stepped from one dimension to the other once more. Like something that has been happening, but this feels more pronounced, as if this was a fixed location of the forge, and now you've moved once more into its nebulous zone, where one without guidance would easily get lost. But the runes provide you guidance. Even you, something I will say for you, Selene, you are also finding it hard to understand how to navigate the forge. While you might control the paths, this seems to be something within Ankam's domain that only those of Ankam's worship may understand.
Should I take the lead then?
The runes are guiding, but you've already like gotten a bit of a glimpse of this, where you could read the runes, the writing on the wall, where everyone else couldn't, where Sir Onslaught could as well. But it is because he is a worshipper of Ankam as well. Much not like you per se. He is a worshipper. You are imbued with her power to walk as a mortal in the dream. Much like the rest of you with your own gods. But you move, and you begin to follow along. I need everyone to give me a perception check. The skeletons don't need to do one. Yours will be enough thing.
Can I get the help action for my snake?
I'll allow it.
Shamrock, bro, come on.
I rolled the same number.
Oh,
Great.
I rolled an 11.
okay.
Well, it's 19.
Okay.
I rolled 2 14s.
That's not bad.
Great.
13.
13. Oh. Unlike you, sir. You begin to move. And something that I will say you do notice, despite perhaps the less than high rolls that you normally acquire, you do notice more claw marks. You see more bodies of fights that have happened. Soldiers, seemingly who might have perhaps resided within the forge, seem to be a mix of, there are some half-orcs, some very like strong, big stout humans, some Goliaths as well, a bit of hobgoblins. There's a variety mix, but it's mostly the bigger, the chunkier races. Not many elves that you could see. Maybe like a half elf or two, but not much more. And you see their bodies scattered around with few of these also humanoid, hard to discern race because they have these masks similar to what the Harpies had. You are moving along, so it's not as easy that you could like stop to investigate, but you notice them. You notice more of them. And as you are about to hit a curve and shift from one corridor to the next, you begin to actually hear some noises. You turn. And as you do, I need all three of you to give me a dex save.
Lovely.
I'd say
Um,
you, Zenkela, have advantage on this. Because you beat the DC.
Nice.
I need
Dex,
all-
right?
Dex, yeah.
Does a 13 do it?
Not
19.
My skeletons as well.
just one, but I'll say they're already like taking a general half damage. But give me one roll for them.
So okay, so for me it's 19,
That's okay. That's good.
and for skeletons it's 16.
16 is enough. I'll say they're gonna. I'm gonna count them the way to do this. I'm going to kind of count them as a swarm. So they're kind of gonna take half damage and then halving it again because they succeeded.
Yep.
Just so that we have them around for a bit longer. But okay, not the worst. 13. So you're going to take Zenkilla and Selen, you take 6 points of piercing damage. The skeleton horde in general, like all of them, will take 3 damage. Each of them will take 3.
They're almost dead.
Really? Oh shit.
They took the damage from before as well.
Fair enough. And Ostre, you do take 13 points of piercing damage.
I say
I can't heal them, right? The skeletons. It's not.
There are some ways that you can heal them. Your dagger that
Mhm.
that Hai gave you can heal them, and there are some niche spells that are like, I think life transference might be one of them. I forget. There are
I don't have
some.
those.
There are some spells that
Okay.
can heal.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, 13 points of piercing. So basically, as you turn, you were like, you heard the noises, but you heard them just immediately as you turn. The runes are moving, and ahead, there are these 4 seemingly like warriors, very chieftain-esque, tribal style warriors. But they seem to have these similar masks that you've seen before. And as they were like, they seem to have looked past as the runes moved and then turned and unleashed a torrent of arrows in your general direction. And some of you managed to like at least duck out of the way. But yeah, in this moment, I need all of you to give me initiative.
Fun.
Hey,
sobbing.
That's cocked. That's okay.
Space,
I
space,
need
space.
my guys. Where are my guys?
Not 20
Hey, there you go.
when it's completely unneeded.
I mean, you go first, probably.
Yeah, but you know,
Hopefully.
still.
So I need somebody. Oh, not you. Thank you. It's tempting, as you might be. Okay, where are my D20s? Let's get some D20. I need. There are 4 of them. Yeah, we'll do 2 and 2. Yeah, no, you're definitely going first.
Mm-hmm. How many are there? How many?
There are 4.
4. Okay.
Mana. Do we have some alternating?
Uh-oh.
who knew?
Oh no, I don't like the sound of
Yeah,
the.
we'll use that one. Okay, so let's start from 25 to 20.
Me.
Yes.
I'm assuming.
How much?
Yeah.
22 total, I think.
22. All right, it's 20 to 15.
18.
15.
15. Nice. So we got. Nice. You are all going before them.
Nice.
So
Noise.
G1, G2.
Sorry, noise.
Like.
Thingy. I don't. But it's fine.
All right, Melo. So yes, you see, essentially, for your context as to speed, the runes move about like 30 feet around. So realistically, like you guys have been able to like keep up with these, doing like an action, like just a move dash. Then you had your action, like that you could like look around, but like obviously you're moving, but you know. So that is the speed they go at. You see these four are kind of blocking the corridor realistically. You can obviously try to jump them, attack them directly. It is your call how you wish to move. But the
How
runes...
far are they?
They are about 40 feet away from you. And the runes themselves are like 30 feet like away from you. So they're looking at the runes coming at them, and then they saw you turning the corridor and they shot at you. So yeah, keep that in mind as this encounter develops. The runes will continue to move. You're pretty certain they are in motion effectively. Oscar, you go first. They are 40 feet away. They kind of like filling up the line. This is about like a 15-20 foot corridor, but they are like in line next to each other. They seem to have had these, rather than arrows, it would have been a mix. One of them would have like shot arrows, another one would have fought like a couple of javelins. It would have been a bit of a variety. But you see them.
They have the same armor type.
Kind of, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's not very armored. They look
Like
very
archery-esque.
less archery and more barbarians with ranged
Fun.
weapons because they had some on that.
Okay.
That's the vibe they give. The aesthetic you're getting, and it's something that I guess is reminiscent to the first time you walked into Ancom's territory, they are very gladiator.
Fighters,
Yeah.
very fighting. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they have these masks that you can see. I'd say, Zenka, since you did have a high perception, I'll say like as this fight is about to start, you can clearly tell that the masks are like, they're there, and they're like kind of at the edges, almost like moving. It's like they're trying to like dig in to the flesh more. Yeah, you notice that. But yeah, Ostra, it is your turn.
Do you think
That's good.
do you think
Yes.
that Zenkila would have given us that information?
Probably not. I mean,
It
probably
would
not.
be right in this moment, so maybe in their turn.
But I'm assuming you can probably figure it out since you're uncoms.
It's more so you see the masks. You know that it's like
Look, bitch.
yeah. It is definitely like there is you are told that Kasal and the general mistress of peace took over Ancom's territory vis-a-vis the Arbiter, the title of the archspell. They are enemies. They are about to shoot at you.
Okay.
So what
You
would
said
you
they're 45 feet, right? So-
They're about 40 feet away. 40 to 50, I'd say. Like, depending on, probably skeletons and Sigilla might be at the closer to on the 45 to 50
Yeah.
far away, and the Ostra would be
Right.
closer to the 40 feet away, being more melee coded. And probably since you ran, probably had in, and the rest of you kind of like dodged, and the Ostra was just like running in fully forward, like following the runes, and the javelins, one pierces your shoulder, an arrow hits you just against the clavicle. And it's like, ah! Ah!
I don't stop at this point.
Yeah!
I am slightly pissed.
You keep going. Go nuts.
And I attack one of the two.
So
Are
can
these
you...
constructs?
That's true. No. You're certain they are not construct. They are...
Because I have the Bark of Necrosis, which does extra poison damage. So.
Oh yeah. That'll probably play an effect. So yeah, you move up to 30 feet. You are 10 feet away from them, and you do have a reach weapon. So you can get him. Go get him.
Watch me roll all single digits damage from now on.
Go get him.
First to attack hook. Okay, no. 26.
26 hit.
Nice. +3 to its weapon.
This is the D10.
Oh.
Absolutely fucking not.
You see, as you rush, you can tell that these are like very battle-hardened opponents, as they immediately, like, this one drops a spear that they were about to launch, and just in lightning flash speed grabs a shield, goes to parry you, but is still not fast enough even then.
Okay. Mel. Nine slashing damage plus 3 poison.
Okay. Damage. Nice. One save, this is good. One.
So I need 1,
Check on the check.
2.
Without the multi attack penalty. because this is a
No,
game
no
that
multi-attack
doesn't take
penalty
me-
in this game.
Okay, the game evened itself out once more.
That's a good thing for you.
No.
It never is.
Where is the calculator? Does a 14 hit?
No. You swing, you hit the first one, and then the shield coming up, you swing forward, thinking you're gonna find a weak spot, but the shield comes down and parries you. Yeah.
Because
That is
I
your
rolled
turn.
an 18 and then immediately a 6 the roll after.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Oh, well.
It would be like that.
It-
Oh, wait.
What?
It was a 9, which
So,
means 9 plus 8.
17.
17 would have hit, but his parry ability actually
Increased his AC.
increased the AC for the round.
Oh, well. Still a failure.
Yeah, but it would have hit without that. Zenkela.
Curses.
Right?
Alright.
Yes.
So what I will do is, okay, I will run up 20 feet,
Okay.
so I'm within 30 feet of them
Yep.
ish.
Yep.
I will cast Witch Bolt
Okay.
at the first one I see.
Okay. Do you want to
So-
attack difference is one that's already been hit, or any of the ones that have?
I had one that's been hit,
Okay.
just to start
Focus.
being
Okay.
at it. Before I do that, I will send Gestus, my snake, to Selen
Okay.
to give the help action. And I will just pray that my rolling is fine.
Mhm.
Very good. That is a 23 to hit.
Yes, that hits.
Perfect. So that is a lot of damage.
Yeesh.
Ah,
Release the damage.
20 lightning
That's
damage.
Good. That's good. Nice.
Now, okay, so the 3 skeletons with the swords will rush up 30 feet. They probably can't reach anyone.
If they want, they can dash. They can use the dash action and
Actually, I will have them do the dodge action.
smart.
The zombie as well will be with them.
Okay.
Other skeletons with the short bows will move.
Remind me, how many do you have right now?
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay. So three
So,
melee
three
and
skeletons,
zombie, and then
1
two...
zombie and 2 range.
Okay.
And I will have them do. So I'll have them probably come up to like just
Yeah.
behind me, like 5 or 10 feet behind me,
Yes, good.
and I will have them do 2 shots each. Let's roll for them. And the +1 magical ammo is for
Basically,
weapon.
attack and damage. It's both.
Perfect. Okay, one definitely does not hit, but the other one is a 21 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, this is the same guy by the way.
Yep. You can go.
And that is. Ooh. You. That is 9 piercing
Alright.
damage,
Nice.
right? 9.
Good.
Sorry, 10 piercing damage.
10 piercing.
That's
Okay.
5. Yes.
Gonna check just in case. Okay.
That's that. Do I have any bonus actions?
Nice.
Not really, but I do have that if required. That's fine. That's
Okay.
my turn. That's my
Nice. Selen, you are next.
The runes are how far away from us?
They are 30 feet away from you. Like, they're closer to you than the enemy is right now. They will move at the start
are
of
they-
the next turn, basically. Like, they will move 30 feet as soon as...
So we're gonna hit and
technically,
run.
they are moving right now. Like, as you guys do your turn,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
are moving along. It's a 6-second window. Yeah. But you are in this round, and for at most the next round, you will still be within sight of them. You'd be risking on the
The
third,
next one.
on the third one, kind of.
Yep.
Mhm. And to stay with them, I basically need to move like towards the enemy, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. And we are in a. It is just a corridor.
Just
correct?
the corridor. Yep. Stuff behind you. There's technically like an angle behind you. Dana, if you go back and then ahead, what you can see is about an extra 40 feet behind the enemy. That's like corridor, slightly lit corridor, and then it seems to turn. And at that point, you're not sure if it's like more of the same space or another like planar jump. So there it's like why it's risky. If the runes move around, you might lose sight of them just simply visually, or you might also be planarly one step away.
Okay.
Realistically, your options are either like, you know that they're kind of like holding the line. You can always try to like jump over them as well. You can ignore them.
Yeah.
But there is a chance they will chase you down. And they do have
Yeah.
range, so they might
Yeah.
be like chasing you and shooting at you as you go. So
Yep.
keep that in mind.
Do they seem that they have close ranged?
Yes,
Or is
yes,
it
they have
just, like
both.
swords?
They
Okay.
clearly have like
Okay.
spears, and they do have you see a mix. One of them has like a shield, and actually they would just like the spear that they were about to throw. They're using it as a melee weapon now instead.
Yeah.
But some of them do have
And-
swords. Yeah.
Okay. So the runes are 30 feet away from
Yeah.
us,
Yeah.
and they are how many feet away from us?
40. Just 10 feet away.
40.
Well, now from you, because the rest of your party has moved forward.
Yeah, exactly. That is 30 feet.
The one that's been
So to get
the one that's been shot is like is still okay, but like pretty sizable chunk, like bleeding out. Like I said, there is a lot of blood down, but sturdy. Just to give you context.
Sure, I will. No, what? Fuck it. Selene runs. So like full movement, so that's 30 feet.
Nice, you're up next to Ostrad, basically.
Yep. Yeah, I will cast Zephyr Strike,
Okay.
which is a bonus action. So my my movement does not provoke opportunity attacks,
Oh,
and my walking speed increases by 30 feet.
okay.
So I'll move that other 30 feet, if
Okay.
possible. If not, I will try and like,
Give me an acrobatics check.
yeah. That works. Also, Nathan, I'm gonna disconnect and reconnect real quickly
Okay.
because all of your cameras
Oh.
are just
Okay. Yeah.
stuck on loading.
Yeah, take your second.
Zero.
Okay. There we go.
Table.
No,
Not the best. But
that's not good.
that's another 13.
At 13. I'd say you're basically going to lose 15 feet of movement to get through them, but no like official opportunity attacks. So basically you are
Yeah.
15 feet, well, I'd say like 10 feet Dana, Like you lose about 10 feet. You're 10 feet behind them, rather than being 20
I'm 10 feet behind them.
You lose 10 feet.
And that's fine. And there's not like none of them are next to me.
No. You are within. They don't seem to have any reach weapons on their end, so you are not within melee of them.
Lovely. And I will fire 2 shots at whoever has taken damage so far.
Okay, you all hold in on the
That
same
is
one.
my attack.
He has not taken his turn yet, so you get your stuff, I
Yep.
believe.
Yep. Advantage. So that is. Second. Oh, I was so close to being a 20, but
Yeah,
I can't complain with a 19.
Oh, okay.
That's
Funnily enough, with Zephyr Strike, I also get advantage.
Oh, okay.
It is though once.
I'd say is the
Like
advantage
once on one attack.
the advantage you get from your if the enemy hasn't taken its turn yet. Is it that on the first attack or on
Mhm.
all attacks for your turn?
So let me find exactly the text. On your first turn during combat, you have advantage on attack rolls against creatures that
Okay.
have not yet.
So
acted.
it's full turn. Okay, alright then.
Yeah.
Okay.
What I do gain from Zephyr Strike as well is an extra d8 of force damage on the hit.
Yeah.
Then Planar Warrior. Yeah, and then I can't see. Yeah, so I can't use Planar Warrior, but I get the Zephyr Strike thing.
Nice.
So yeah, so the first hit is a 19 plus.
Yeah.
19 plus a lot.
Kill him. Kill him.
Oh yeah, it's 19 plus 11, so that's a 30.
Right. That's a double damage, right?
If it were Pathfinder,
No, it's not
yes, but
Yeah.
that is not.
God damn it.
This is so
I do like that.
Eight.
That's true for Pathfinder.
um,
That doesn't make sense.
is-
I mean, to be honest, if it's for arrows, I would just say go through the enemy.
That is a rule I am applying, but here it wouldn't work because they're not in a line. But I am
fair,
doing
fair.
the whole thing of like, if you do more damage than is
Go to the
necessary,
next one.
it goes into the next one. Yeah.
Fun.
so that is 15 plus 8.
23 damage.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice. Oh.
Yeah, because I don't have sharpshooters.
Yeah, that would be-
so.
Ooh,
That'd be great.
yeah.
So
Now bloody.
I shoot again.
Go ahead.
Natural 20.
You got it.
Double 18
Oh,
Okay.
so
on the
close.
dice.
So close. But you hit.
Yeah, so I do not get the extra d8 for this one because it's only. Let me just confirm that it is on the first attack only. Zephyr Strike. Yeah, that attack is an extra d8.
Nice.
Not bad. So that is a 12 points of damage.
Nice. Alright.
And that is the next turn.
Lovely. You move alongside Ostra, you leap, you see some of them go for you, and they pull a little bit on whatever bit of clothing they can, and it kind of shunts a little bit your momentum, but still enough that you skid forward and swivel and lose 2 shots, and you hit him hard.
Nice.
You got it. But now it is their turns, and they will all go. So now you are 10 feet behind them. They see Ostra 10 feet in front of them, and also next to Ostra is the line of melee skeletons and zombie. So we're gonna say one of them will move away from you, Ostra, which I believe I forget if you have Sentinel or something.
Yes, I do.
It would trigger Sentinel if you wish to use it now.
Might as well. It's
Do they- No.
But the rest will.
Do they take damage if they go through the witch bolt or no? It's just only if you target.
No, I think it's like it's hit on the person themselves, like the witch.
Oh, okay. I
bolt is-
thought it's like an actual
That's
bolt.
another 9 plus 8, 17, 16. I don't know.
In this guy.
14.
What?
9
What?
plus 8 is 17.
9 plus
Thank
8
you.
is 17. Okay. So 17 would have hit, but he will use his reaction to do the parry because this is a different guy. So sadly.
Dice
It could
need
be like
to
that.
be cast, you
So,
forget.
With that, these guys. So, Silen, one does charge up next to you. Unfortunately. Oh wow! Oh shit! Okay, these guys are.
That's
Okay.
reassuring.
And
Thank
you
you.
know what I rolled? A 1, and a 3.
Lovely.
Nice.
So then you just move, like he goes to step forward, you leap backwards, you shift nimbly. So we have 3 more. The one that's been battered and bloodied will go directly at you, Ostre, and attack you. Those are a lot better. So I am hoping a 14 doesn't hit though. But then we do have an 18 and a 22.
Yeah.
Oofies.
So they are on shielding. Yeah, no, this guy is definitely shielded for sure. So he gets these. So 2 hits. Okay, shit on the first one. And back on the second one. 3, 9, 12, 20 damage total for both attacks. And then there are 2 more. So there are 4 undead right now in melee.
20 damage.
20
for
damage total.
everyone,
No, total.
only for me.
Yes.
I am at mid health.
So there are 4 undead, right, in melee. Zenkera.
There are 4 undead, 3 skeletons, 1 zombie.
Yeah. So we'll do zombie. Yeah, that's an 8.
They have a dodge action, so it's on
Oh right, at
disadvantage.
disadvantage. Nice. We go 2. Oh no, that's way better. So it's still an 18 to hit on the zombie.
Okay, that hits.
We'll take this. So 9 damage on the zombie. Skeleton.
1
With
second, 9, 10,
disadvantage.
11, 12. 2, okay, still alive.
14 on the skeleton.
So, misses
Nice.
any of them?
Lovely. Nice. Only a 10 with the disadvantage and
Misses.
lovely. And the 13 just on the first roll. So yeah.
Misses as well. Perfect.
Lovely. The dodge action. They just line up, shields embraced.
Yeah,
The
shield wall.
zombie tries to shield, but it doesn't actually carry a shield, so it's just like "Rrr."
Yeah.
Just get literally stabbed. But the skeletons are like holding. Yeah, lovely.
Awesome.
So,
Awesome.
top of the round, the rune has moved 30 feet. So basically it is 10 feet away from Silen, like 10 feet behind Silen. And yeah, it's Ostred's turn. It's technically all of you guys' turn if you realistically want to like do a little bit of shenanigans and maybe one of
I
you goes
just
before
have
the other.
which wall, to be honest. Can I, if this works, can I, wait, did you move closer, Silen?
Silen moved like
Oh, back.
EM.
yes,
I forgot one thing.
yes.
Is the one I targeted
Mhm.
it's still alive, correct?
Yes.
Cool. I have sneak attack.
Right, you
Oh.
do. Yeah, sure, I'll allow it. Technically, rules would be because it an ally has to be. No, but you had advantage. Never mind. So you
No,
had
exactly. That's why.
Yeah,
That's why I'm saying because it's like I use the ranged weapon
Good.
and I had advantage.
Do the thing.
Well, yeah, it's just one extra d6. But
That's
hey,
fine. Hey, sometimes you've left a lot of. You guys in general have left a lot of people at 2 health, so
oh yeah.
take it.
That's 4
Nice.
for damage.
Nice. Look at that. Ostre.
Mela, the runes are fucked off somewhere else at this point.
Well, they're 30 feet away from
Behind
you.
me.
But they're still
Before
in
you
the
start,
room. They're
like,
visible.
I'm able to help you, Ostre. You said that Selen moved backwards.
Yes, he's behind the enemy line right now.
Oh, forwards.
Yes, forward. Like,
Oh, so his what? How far is he from Ostre?
from Ostra. From
Uh-huh.
Ostra, he's 20 feet away.
Okay, then I will move my snake from Selen to Ostre to give her advantage action, if that's allowed.
Okay, so the thing is, technically, it would need to pass through the enemies.
Okay, then that's on Selen because he gets
Okay.
sneak attack anyway. So.
That's true. That is true.
I want to, like, whilst still staying within its.
You are surrounded right now. Like, the line of enemies have moved. 3 of them have moved into your space, effectively, and then 1 of them fucked off towards Selen.
Okay, so I can't do what I thought I wanted to do. Never mind.
Yeah. Go for it.
Wait, let me check something really quick. Okay.
Are the enemies all they're blocking the entire way through?
Now it's less blocking because they've kind of, one of them has branched off, so the line is a little bit less cohesive, but they are kind of like blocking the path. Yes.
How did Selen get through? I think I missed
He
it.
basically used that. He used
Oh,
the
isolated.
spell to give him 30 feet of more movement, and
I
then he
see.
did an acrobatics check, which is
Okay, get
kind
around.
of like was okay, but not good enough that it lost him some movement. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
And also because technically the spell he did made it so that his movement doesn't provoke opportunity attacks. So it saved him
I
from
see,
4
I see.
opportunity attacks that would have happened.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that was also a factor.
Lala. Iwa, sure, fuck it. X-Blade's Curse.
Nice. Yeah.
One of the
Nice.
Go for it. The one that's hurt is in your face if you want to keep
Yes, yes.
that bludgeoning on there. Yeah.
Lala, okay. I try.
Go for it. You want to do both rolls and do damage together?
No.
Okay.
I think it's good.
X-Blade's Curse, it's a bonus action, not a spell.
Yes, it is a bonus action. Yes, no spell slots, just a bonus action.
Thank you, sir. Mel, 16 plus 8 means 24.
It's so you get an extra, I believe it's an extra 3 damage.
Yes, it's a proficiency bonus.
Yeah.
And we rolled the other.
And if you get a
And
19,
the other one was a 3 plus 8, so I don't think it
no,
would
that
hit.
does not fit.
Mela, fuck me, I guess. So it is a D10.
Yep.
Where did I put the D10? Certified. And since I have the bulk of necrosis, the effect of the bulk of necrosis, because it's like under the X-Blade's Curse,
No, it just happens.
I increase the damage to a D8.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
That was that thing. Object.
You made it.
Yeah, I forgot.
You.
I have a lot of things coming. This is why I gave you the stuff so that you remember.
Five plus 7.
12 damage.
Why do the dice hate me?
Get better dice.
But then you tell me that I can't buy X dice set with every campaign.
What do you mean? You buy whatever you want to buy. Mal,
Your money.
Zankella.
So, okay. The one that's damaged is.
Yes.
Are they on the side?
They're kind
Like
of
if
in the
Okay.
middle-ish.
So if his gun doesn't make passing through easier.
There is an
It is easy. It will be easier. But it's still, they filled, like it's a 4 squares and they're taking up 3 squares and then there'd be 2 squares. It's still,
One in the back. Yeah.
it's still going to be triggering opportunity attacks if you move through.
Okay.
Is it just me
Okay.
or there is a endless loading?
Yes, I said that like way before. That's normal.
It's just I thought it would stop it.
No. It is normal.
Okay, so the one that's damaged is still damaged, correct?
Yes, yeah, it is. They are looking really bad.
And by any chance, does this damage pass over if it's since it's a spell, a targeted spell?
I'll say it will be like against an Arcana check, but we can. It might. We'll see. Yeah.
In that case, I'll have one of my skeletons shoot the damaged one.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that fine?
Yep.
That's regular. That doesn't hit probably. Doesn't have for sure like 11.
No.
I'll have the other one as well. Oh, 16.
So 16 would hit, but this one will use its reaction as
Parry.
well to parry. Yes.
Is it? Oh, good. It's a new turn, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's off.
And the one that parried before was the one that went to Selen, so it's a different one.
And none of my skeletons and zombies close to that guy.
No, they're there. Like they're all next to each other.
Oh, can they take a hit?
Yes. They can all attack.
Okay. Then Zombert will attack. That's what he does. That's a slam. Okay. Damn, I'm rolling like shit. Natural one.
Welcome.
Um,
Oh wait, hold on. When you said 16 to hit, that was on a ranged attack, right?
Yeah.
I can't parry that, so that hits.
Okay, perfect. So that was 16. So that's the damage to be fair. So let's see what that happens. Ooh, max damage. So that's a 6 plus 6, 12.
Looking really bad. Really bad.
Okay. All right. I'll have one of the skeletons attack.
Yeah.
The same one. That hits for sure. 21.
Yes. Tries to parry, but still you overcome its AC.
Okay. 3. That's 9.
That
Piercing
is enough.
damage. Awesome.
And with one slash from the skeleton, this creature. It is also something to note now, as like it dies. It's been grunting, like from hits, but there are no words. It's like grunting. There's no like squeals or like roars of pain. It is just like simply almost like a meat bag getting hit, but
Yeah.
clearly like the skill is there, and
Okay.
falls to the ground.
For which bolt? Can I change enemies?
I'm gonna allow you. Yeah, I'm basically
You are?
gonna say
Okay.
it's going to be. So, I believe I might have ruled this, but I should write it down. I'm gonna say I'll do it this way. You use your action, and you make another attack roll, but you don't spend the spells. So that,
Okay.
like,
I just rolled a natural 20.
lovely.
Nice.
Yep.
All the other ones are fresh. You could go for the one that Selen is fighting, or any of the ones that are next to Ostra and your skeletons. Those are maybe.
And then is melee.
Yes, Selen right now, this creature has moved into melee with Selen as well. So
So I only have 30 feet range on
it
this.
is. They are within.
Okay.
of each other, I'd say.
I would like. I don't really want to get hit. Okay, let's do the damage first. So I will hit the one that's attacking Selen, so I can
Okay.
maybe help.
Okay.
And this is we're not doing double dice. We're doing double.
You
damage, right?
basically you would either double your dice, or if you don't like what the first dice were, you can roll them
Okay, so
again
I can choose.
and
I
add
can choose.
two. Yeah.
And I can't pick. I have to roll all 3 of them. I can't just.
Now
roll
once you pick
one.
them, but once you like if you rolled a 1, a 2, and a Dana, and then you're like you have to roll it all together, and then you
Altogether.
re-roll everything, kind of.
Okay. Well, I like this a lot. So.
Well, that's good. Yeah, just double it.
So that is 44 lightning damage.
Sheesh. Lovely.
I rolled an 11 and 11 and 2.
Lovely.
Did you say 44?
44, yeah.
Damn.
That is D12s. That's D12s with a crit
It's,
for it.
it's a third level
Yeah.
watchable, so.
Yeah.
When the
and
wizard
I-
asks if it's a 44 or a 4D4.
Okay, and I would like to move up, so
Mhm.
I don't want to be left behind, basically.
Sure.
Actually, let us do the other skeleton attacks
Yeah, you have.
So
There are 2 enemies left next to the skeletons and.
yeah, and I think you know what? Because they're not looking too good. I think both of them will take the dodge action instead.
Okay. Fair enough.
And I will try to move around in a way to get 30 feet away from the runes. Because I'm currently 20 feet
Yeah,
away. I'm currently 50
you
feet away. I believe.
basically, if you move up to your skeleton line and you can use them for a bit of cover, you're right there. You're right about
Okay.
30 feet.
I'll do that, and I'll also move the
The
range ones 5 feet behind me.
Nice.
That we're all
They
together.
move up alongside you. Lovely.
And I believe that is my turn.
Selen,
So currently I have how many next to me?
1. Just the 1. And he just suddenly
Okay.
got
Yeah.
like shocked all over, this lightning just engulfing him. And it just like, it is weird of like just, but no any like visceral like, words or anything.
Cool.
Yeesh.
Cunning action, bonus action, disengage.
Lovely.
Can I get to the end of the corridor,
You'd be just 10
like
feet
where
away
the
from
intersection is?
You'd actually no. You'd
Yeah.
be right there. You'd be right at the intersection.
Cool. So
Nice.
use my
Lovely.
movement to head back,
You are there.
and fire 2 arrows at
You have advantage.
Mr. Shaw.
You'll have advantage on the first one, Yuji.
Mm-hmm. And sneak attack.
So you get sneak attack on the first.
Sneaks attacks.
If
Do
you-
I also wait? Ah, no, that's because sneak is only once.
Yes, it's only once
Exactly.
per turn. Yes.
Cool. So, fire first arrow. Still not an advantage, but it's a 22 to hit.
That is. You got it.
So that is, I need a d6 and a d8. Nothing else because I use my bonus action to disengage. I love that I have kind of the same ability, but like I can either pick it as a spell, I can pick it as a ability.
Yep.
It's like it gives me options.
You got the other.
You have advantage. I don't know this.
Yeah, no, he did it. He did it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That is a max damage on the dice.
Ooh,
Nice.
The 6.
Noise.
10 plus, yeah, so 8 plus 8 is 16. 16 plus 6 is 22. So 22
So
points
we-
of damage.
You have damaged this guy in increments of 22. 44, 22.
Yeah.
Tired.
Nice.
Bloody.
And I have
Nice.
lovely one more arrow. That is not with advantage. That's a what's that? That's a 13 hit.
18 does not.
It's wide.
Yeah. But
2 on the dice can only get you so far.
yeah, yeah. You're close to be fair.
I hate that your 2 on the dice make me do 22 damage and my 2 on the dice make me do doesn't it?
No, 2 doesn't do 22 damage. The 2 misses. Okay, lovely. You hit the first shot, goes straight in, just hits into, like, basically almost where the heart is, but seems to just persist forward. Yeah, and at this point, he will just move full blown towards you. 30 feet movement. He will go fully at you, Selen, as he is sparking and staticking from the lightning. Okay, these are a bit better. So it's a 15 on one. That might be
Misses.
nice, but then I do have a 17 and an 18.
Those both hit.
Both hit. Okay, so you take 11 plus. So that is 21 points of damage. All total.
Ooh,
Nice.
big.
Yes, yes. They do hit hard when they get the hit. Alright, we have 2 enemies left next to Dana. We'll say... Zenkela, would you have tried to stay behind your skeletons and Ostra, or would you have risked getting into melee in like where you wanted to get to?
No, I would not be a melee. I would
Okay.
be behind the skeletons.
Okay. Mela, we're gonna do 2 of them. We have 2 skeletons. We'll do the skeletons that have dodged, so that I do those first. So we have a 14 and a... Ooh, okay. Well, the nat 20 becomes a 21 total instead, so that's something. They take 8 points of damage.
Both of them.
One of them so far.
Okay, so that one's dead.
And the natural one on the next one to attack, so that misses. We will do an attack on the zombie with only... It's only a 10, but I know zombies have low AC.
No, it doesn't hit. It doesn't hit.
It doesn't hit. Okay, fine.
AC of 13.
Lovely. That is 1, and then other skeleton that did not dodge. That's a lot to hit. Takes 9 points of damage.
Dead.
Alright, and then 2 attacks on Ostra.
Fuck.
So that is a 14 on one, 22 on the other.
One doesn't hit, the other does.
Okay, you take 10 points of damage.
Just fucking kill me.
Top of the round, the runes move even further. Basically, Selen, you see them, they move like above you, and they're like, you can kind of see them. They've moved 10 feet into the turn of the corridor, and now that you're actually here in this position, you can see that they have 1 more round, and they will go into pitch blackness. That's done.
Pitch black is magical pitch black.
Yeah, it's magical pitch black. It's like, clearly the corridor zone here will end, and you will shift into another section of the forge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like Demon Souls. Or like Dark Souls.
Yeah, that's that. Literally.
We have a very scary fog gate. It's
The pitch black is the fog gate.
Yeah, the pitch black is the fog gate. Yeah. Okay. Top of the round, Dustin. Your turn.
Damn, that's long. Fuck.
So how many are we only killed one,
You
correct?
killed 1. The one that's next to you, Selen, is pretty damaged, and the 2 that are next to Dana.
The one that died,
Yep.
was it the one with my XP?
Yes, it was.
So can I move it?
Unallowed.
Because technically I should lose it because I didn't kill it, right?
No, I think what you would do is you gain hit points, but it ends. Moved. The magic of Uncome is providing you an extra bit of potency in the air. Its place case can be a bit sad when you use it, and then your enemies die quickly.
13 plus 8.
Hits.
It's
Do your second attack.
Just to confirm, what are
6
these?
plus 8. It's
14.
does it hit?
What are these creatures?
Like as in their designation.
Oh, they are humanoids.
Like they're not.
They're humanoids.
Okay. Can I?
Retroactively add like 6
I'm
damage
sorry.
or something.
No. Well, I hit it. This one I only because the one that's dead is dead,
Yeah.
and the one I hit it once,
Once,
so
yes.
+2.
Okay.
Are they like zombies, or is it like more kind of spectral?
It feels more like these are fully controlled, like dominated
Okay.
humanoids.
15 points of
They
damage.
might have once been like people, regular people, but it seems like
Yeah.
these masks.
15 points of damage.
15
for
points of
brutal
damage.
poison.
That is, they are not resistant in any way, so they take it in full. Lovely. You still have a bonus action? I'll say the bonus action was
Because I
big.
used it
Sure.
to make dishes.
Yeah. We'll take that. Zenkelan, Selen is next as well. So
All right. Okay. So I have an issue because I have two skeletons on the ground,
yeah,
and I cannot animate dead because it
no.
will take too long.
Yeah.
So.
You'll find new bodies. So what I am going to make an argument for is, I'll say bonus action. You can pick up one set for their armor and shit. An entire action gives you both.
Okay. But. Okay.
I will also
okay.
let you use, like you can use one of the skeleton's actions to gather.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
stuff.
that's one thing.
You can do that.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Okay. I will do the witch ball damage
Yep,
first.
and it is still critted because you did crit, and that applies
Oh,
until
it's
you
still
do.
critted.
Yep, that is how it works.
Oh, that is beautiful.
That is how it works.
Oh, and that is even more beautiful.
Do it.
I'm going to put out the calculator for this. 11 plus 7. Ooh, that is 60 lightning damage.
That is so.
Wait, 60 or 60?
6
Oh.
6
That is enough.
60.
Actually,
Oh shit.
that is more than enough. You eviscerate. The lightning begins to arc all over Selen. This guy is running towards you, and the lightning just fully like engulfing. He manages to make the strikes, and on the last strike, just collapses in a heap of ash. It's just.
I'd like to believe you also just like explodes of ash like, in your face.
Yeah.
Will say that.
And bonus action, I will pick up one set of armor because they have refined swords and shit.
Yeah.
That's important.
Okay.
I think it's chainmail. Okay, and then
Yeah.
so there's two
basically-
left, right?
Yes, there are two left that are next to you. One of them has been hit.
That's been it. Okay, so I will take 2 shots with the skeletons with the bows.
Yep.
They both probably miss. 13 doesn't hit, I
Nope.
assume. Okay, great. Damn.
You guys have been having bad rolls. No, it's fine. I'll admit.
I mean, the first skeleton has a +4 to hit. which
No,
is
no,
quite
I
shit.
know. It
Okay.
happens.
Okay. Zombie will pick up the items of the.
There were only 2 that had fallen, right?
Yeah.
So if you use your bonus action for one, that one can use its bonus action for the other and still have an attack.
Ah, fair. Okay.
So
His bonus for that, he will do. God, they're kind of useless. That's my fucking issue.
they are more meat shield than anything.
Yeah. Doesn't do any damage. I'll just have them all do dodge reaction.
Okay.
Dodge action.
Okay.
There's no point right now.
Selen, the one next to you has fallen. You wipe away the ash.
So there are 2 remaining,
There are 2 remaining.
and you said next round. I can assume that the runes will go through space.
Oh, sorry. Can I move up?
You can.
Can I move 30 feet?
You can. I'd say you'd have to risk one opportunity attack.
Sure.
Like you can avoid one of them, but like if you avoid
risk
one, you hit the other kind of one.
I risk it. I risk it.
Attack. That's only a 13.
That misses.
There we go.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, so you've moved 30. Okay, yep. Yeah, so basically the runes are literally like, as soon as the next round starts, they will be right, like, entering the fog. The void fog. It's still like, it's not like you lost them fully, because you know that at least they've moved there. So then you can, if you can move after them
But
at
we
that
don't
moment.
know what's after the fog, technically.
Sorry?
We don't know what's
As that
beyond
then
the
it's
darkness.
more the issue. The more you let them unseen. If
Yeah.
they end up in a post, it's like, oh, it's a T intersection. Did they go left or right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
where it starts to struggle.
Can I have regained my hit points anyway?
No, because you decided to keep your Hexblade's curse up. So you either lose the Hexblade's curse or you regain your hit. Yes, I'm pretty sure it does. You do your turn, yes. will check
I kind
this.
of I yell out. Do we want to kill these or run after our guide?
I'm gonna lose my children if I run.
What does Ostre say?
I am probably going to get skewered if I move from here.
You can always disengage as an action. That is always an option.
Then
For all
I
of
will-
you.
I can technically teleport you, if that is your concern.
I can disengage. I can disengage.
Teleport my brother.
So which one do you want me to? You have two remaining as well.
I have one that looks significantly like buffier than the others, which is my brother.
And you want me to move your brother?
Yes, because he's on 3 HP.
Okay.
I
So,
just to
yeah.
confirm,
Yeah, that's
just
allowed.
for all your context, now it's all you guys' turns. For sure. Right? We just did.
No, it's Celen's turn, then it's all of their
Excellent,
turn.
and there's all of their
Okay.
turn. So after their turn, all of you guys can potentially disengage action, move, and keep doing that. Technically, if you don't want to waste more resources, at this point you're at the stage where you can run, disengage
Can I-
without risking opportunity attacks.
Can I revert to my turn and instead of dodge action, disengage and run for my skeletons?
They could, yeah.
I forgot that disengaging is a thing.
Yeah, they can do that.
Okay.
So yeah,
will
they
just do
move.
that.
They move 30.
I'll do that for all of them.
Yeah, they all move 30 feet. So
Okay,
this
so
is
there's no need
including
for-
the ranged guys, or the ranged guys?
I will have the range ones moving, if possible, as far to the right or other side of them as possible.
No,
That's
if they
possible.
disengage, they have space to move without risking opportunity attack. So
Okay, then yes.
yeah.
It's more than not to be targets for if they.
No,
come
they've
to attack.
moved 30 feet. I mean, at this point, now you are a target rather than them, if anything.
It's fine.
But yeah,
Okay,
they've moved.
listen.
They've-
That's it.
So
You want
then
me to
right
move
now,
you?
right
your
now,
brother?
Azat, right now the two enemies remaining are, both of them are 5 feet next to Ostre and 10 feet away from Zenkila, but like one side step puts them within 5 feet as well. Like,
I'd rather you attack if you can. I mean, I can get.
As the other option, I can attempt to vortex warp one of them, but that's
Further
my
away.
action. And they save, as in they might save. So what I will do, because people seem to be taking quite a bit of damage, I will cast as a bonus action Healing Spirit, and I will place it in a way that hits the most people.
I remind me, how big is it?
Until the spell ends, whenever you or a creature you can see moves into the spirit's space for the first time, so it's like there's literally just like a 5-foot thing.
It's a 5 foot
Mhm.
cube. So
Um,
technically, I'd say you could angle it in a way that it hits Ostra and Zenkila. Like, diagonal in between two boxes.
So as long as it cannot heal undead.
Okay.
Fair enough.
So
Fair enough.
Zenkila can't be here.
No, Zenkila doesn't classify as undead just yet.
Nice.
Um,
That's a good. That's a nice
yeah.
thing. That.
So you
How much?
each gain. So it is 1d6.
Fine. That's good.
Are you going to roll?
Yep. 1d6 hit points. That is no action required. So if you so
If you start or if you're.
whenever you or a creature you can see moves into the spirit's space for the first time on a turn, or starts its
Technically,
turn there.
if you want to roll it
Basically,
now, if
next
you want to
turn.
roll it now,
I'll add
then
it when I
then
will
take-
move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just for the sake.
Let's say a nice average of a 3.
Okay.
Or
That's okay.
half of them someone.
3 can be
so yeah,
maximum
when you
5
roll-
stats.
Okay.
And you get that, and I will fire 2 arrows at the ones closest to Zenkila.
Okay.
Solid.
Um, just to confirm, I have advantage. How did I get advantage
You're
last time?
getting from
My snake. My
yeah.
snake.
familiar. Your first attack has advantage. Because he can only
Yeah.
give you one help action for one attack.
That is
Long
still
rest.
not a crit. 24 to hit.
It's
Is a 8 and a 6. So, big money. Oh my god, max on the max on the dice again. So 22 plus 2,
Nice.
so 24.
Nice.
Nice. Neat.
And I fire again. Mm, 28.
Nice. This one's bloodied. Not
Not
firing
yet.
or...
Not yet.
Okay.
These are quite fresh. They got hit once by Ostra.
They can.
Fair.
They can't all be good rolls. That's a 9.
9 total.
But still plus 2. So
9
11.
damage. 11 damage. Okay, nice.
Okay.
Getting close to bloody.
and that is I will move so we will keep moving
Yes,
with the
Okay.
at this
So-
point I have turned the corner.
Yes, as that effectively you have lost line of sight on Sinan, and Sinan you've lost line of sight on Sinan. Okay, so their turns. Mala. We have guy who is wounded. They have 2 next to you, Donna. Yeah, we're just gonna go 3 attacks and 3 attacks. So,
Sure.
Ostra. We got a 14, a 9, and a 27. I assume one of those hits. You take 9 points of damage. Zenkilla, you take a 12 and then a 27 and a 27.
Oof. Okay.
Those are 2.
Is this normal damage?
Yes. Well, still magical. Like.
But not necrotics.
No. They are slashing.
Okay.
Well, these would be piercing because they use pierce.
Okay.
12 and 9, so 21 total.
Ooh, not looking good. Not looking good at all.
Yes, but that is their turns because that's both of them. Top of the round, you see Selene, the runes move into the mist and disappear from your vision. Othrin, your turn.
Disengage and run.
Disengage and run. You move full 30 feet. That's your action, that's your movement. Yeah. Again,
Skeletons will dash,
move.
run.
They move, they dash, run. They actually get up to Selene. Realistically.
Okay. I will disengage,
Yep.
and that's my action, right?
Yes.
Something else is my action. Okay.
Your other option is to risk the opportunity attack. You can always risk the
I
opportunity
can
attack and
teleport
dash.
you.
Or you can wait for Selene to teleport. Yeah. That's also an option.
Okay. Then in that case, I will.
Well, technically now, Selene, you would have to walk back to view. But yeah.
All
Okay.
I need is just like to peek over the.
Yeah. It depends how much
In
you
that
wanted to
case-
move. Depends how much you wanted to move inwards, I guess. Because you had
In that case-
movement. Like.
Yeah.
If you'd let me, I will move the witch bolt. But if I'm to recast it, I will. I don't know.
No. If you want, you just use your action to
Yes,
attack. with it.
I'll use my action to move it to the one that's injured already. Maybe
Yeah, sure, go for it.
just get something off the board. That is a lot. 25 or
That
something like
hits. You can do the damage. Sadly, now it is not crit damage.
that. Yeah.
Why not?
It's not.
Hmm?
It's
Why
cool.
not?
Because it didn't crit on the attack.
It's fine.
No 60 damage on this one, sadly. I'm sorry.
But still good. 25 lightning
That's
damage.
nice. Oh, yeah. not bad. Past bloody.
and that is my turn.
So no
the reminder
movement on
that
your
the
end.
two of you get 3 HP.
Yeah, all of you, both of you got 3 HP.
Sure.
Remember that? Yep.
No, I will not move. I'll just hopefully wait
Okay.
for a teleport, or maybe I'll shield, depending what happens.
Okay. Selene.
So realistically, I could have only moved 30 feet. So
But
if
you
I
already, like,
when-
30 feet would have put you right in the fog, basically.
okay,
So that's why I'm saying it's like, if you wanted to move the full, you would have been just right there at the cusp waiting for your allies. If you wanted to just like slightly move in and use only 10 feet, it means you'd have to move 10 feet back out, and then, you know, it depends.
Yeah.
Depends how much you want.
I'll say I would have been up to the fog,
Okay.
and then I would see. Would I see Ostre and the?
You wouldn't see Ostre, but you would see the skeletons. Ostre is still further away.
I will like move back
Okay.
and just enough to see whoever is like
Yeah.
if Ostre or
I'd
Zankilla
say,
are farther away.
with 20 feet, you can like peek right over, and yeah, you see both of them. You can see.
Yeah, and I'm assuming Ostre is closer than
Yes.
Zankilla.
Yes.
Cool. I point towards Zankilla and I'm like, forget it, get over here. And I
Get
cast
over
the vortex.
here.
Nice.
Get over here.
Basically, you can teleport them
Yeah.
right next to the mist because you can technically like wherever you see them and 90 feet away from wherever you can see. So you can like
Mhm.
technically put them right next to the mist.
Yeah, and basically they are now next to the mist.
Solid.
That is my action,
Awesome.
and I will bonus action dash
Lovely.
go back next to
Lovely.
the
You get up Zenkela and Selene, you are right next to the mist. Basically, this is going to effectively avert into a chase somewhat.
Fun.
You begin running. You eventually catch up. So, essentially, I guess up to you guys. Ostra would have taken the next turn. She would have gotten to where the skeletons are now. You guys could move forward. It's like, or some of you could move forward. It's like, you could chain, depending on how you want to go.
So just to confirm, just to like have the
Yeah.
the math in my head.
Yep.
If I moved 20 feet, so that means I had 10 feet remaining.
Yep.
So with the dash, I have 40 feet.
You could have technically moved past.
Um,
Yeah. You could have moved into
Yeah.
the.
So at that point, once I would have teleported, I would have like run into the
Okay,
darkness.
so you run in. Lovely. You shift through and you see the runes like on the other side basically. You are almost like matching up to their speed. Effectively, I'm gonna say after about 2 rounds, you catch up with the runes, you all can catch up together. After those 2 rounds, where you are following, you begin to hear footsteps behind you, as now you can make out properly the creatures that you had not killed yet still behind you. Now, after these 2 rounds, technically, how long does Witch Bolt last? Is my question for...
No, I'm too far away for Witch Bolt.
Oh, because that drops as soon as you're too far away. Right.
Yeah.
So, okay, so Witch Bolt has ended. So, at this point,
Question: if I were to cast Shatter, it would probably not do well for the cave system of the forges.
the forge is a structure. It seems very stable, but it could cause damage.
Yeah, it's a risk.
While we're running, I will try and just shoot firebolts. If I also don't want.
Yeah,
It
basically,
depends how fast we
as
want to run.
basically after 2 rounds, you can pick up, like you can move and you still have an action available. So behind you, there are these guys that are coming up. They would
They're coming
Yeah.
faster than us, I'm assuming.
they would have, like, they would dash. At some point,
Okay, so
it's like they are going to catch up to you.
we're gonna have to
But-
deal with them anyway at some point.
Yes. So
And how far away are we?
So right now, I'll say you've gotten up to the runes. They are they're going to be 60, we'll say 90 feet behind you.
Okay.
So realistically, what's happening is more so they're 60 feet away when you can see them. Like they're 90 feet away from you, Donna. They get close to you and they're 60 feet, and then you move an extra 30. So you become 90 feet once more and can run even faster.
Yeah.
But obviously you're following the rules. So you're still like you can only really move 30 feet around.
30 feet.
So
Yeah.
right now they are 90 feet away. You can pepper them with attacks. They might Donna, but right now they are dashing, so they are catching up to you guys.
Yeah.
So
So-
if you want, you guys can take like a
We're
round of
still going
attacks.
in order.
We can go in
Okay.
order. We can keep going in order, yeah.
Okay.
But you are running. So if you have any ranged attacks that are within 60 feet, you can do them. You get one action, no bonus action. Well, no, you can bonus action. Just the movement is always moving forward.
Yep.
So yeah.
Well, I'll just shoot a firebolt because that is all I
Okay.
can do really from
Go
this
for it.
distance.
Go for it.
Sure. 19 to hit.
19 to hit does hit. I'm going to say this just because like I feel like mechanically it vibes. Since you guys are kind of like running forward and then having to turn to shoot, I'm gonna give them the equivalent of half cover.
Okay.
Like it's a bit harder to hit them.
But 19 still hits.
But 19 still.
Okay, that's 10 fire damage.
Lovely. We'll say we're gonna
and
roll it
just-
on this one. We'll roll a d4. Odds
The
equals-
skeleton shot as well, but they both missed.
Okay. Alright. Anyone else? Ranged attacks?
Yes.
Yes, and I would like to bonus action. Actually, I'll just keep. 'Cause I don't think I should use the boots just yet. Even though it'll double my walking speed for the rest, but
Can I
I
draw
don't
a
feel it's
shot
needed
again?
right now.
We're still in control of following the runes, so going
Yeah,
fast
exactly.
will not help.
So basically my bonus action is cunning action dash.
Okay.
So
You are
if needs
ahead.
be, I can like move back a little and like I can
Fair
like
enough.
sprint back.
Yeah, fair enough.
Mm.
Fair
And
enough.
like I can like rubber band.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah,
That's
I
fair.
fire 2 shots.
That's fair.
So advantage first one. Hits the first one with a 26.
Nice.
Damage. 18.
18 hits. 18.
Sorry,
18
20.
damage.
no,
20 damage.
20 damage.
We'll do a d4.
That was a 26 to hit on the first attack, and then the second attack, that is a 19.
19 hits.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay, we hit the damage.
17.
17. That one's looking bad. Huh? One of them is looking bad.
You have to make a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw for the both of them. Oh, that's bad. Which means good for you. Con save is a 9 and a 14.
And they are tied to.
Your spell save DC, which is 8 plus charisma plus proficiency. And I forget if the Rod of the Pact Keeper gives you anything. Yes, it gives you a +1 bonus. I forget if it's a +1 Rod of the Pact Keeper that I gave you or a +2, but it gives you a bonus to your saving.
Okay, you both fail.
Okay,
You both fail.
lovely. That much.
So, since it's level 4, it's the max spell level. It's 4.
Yep.
So, I'm going to.
I believe you need 5d8.
Yeah. Please, maybe your dice will be nice to me. Yes, they are very nice to me.
Please don't.
Go. Or not.
One of them goes down.
Damn.
and
What
the
what
other
was
one
that?
is- That was a 4th level shatter spell.
Oh,
and
sick.
you see some of the foundations, the columns along the corridor do break and snap a little bit. Yeah, it's 32 damage. It's shattered. Technically does double damage to
No,
Yep.
no, no, they just have disadvantage.
oh, they just have disadvantage.
Does double damage to those structures though?
No, it doesn't have the double damage to structure.
Oh,
It's just
no?
it's just disadvantage on saving throw with like yeah, this
Okay.
Make the forge collapse in our heads. That's
it's
what-
like this corridor in particular gets
Yeah, yeah.
it is more so the effect of this effect can be witnessed in the future.
Well,
It's like, you've
And
you've
the
seen the
other
claw
one-
marks along the areas. No, you've left your own little mark on the forge.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
and the other one,
The other one is still up, but took a hefty chunk of damage.
this is what happens when you only have 2 spells. The ones are too
Yes.
fucking scared.
I'm gonna say, just because you are moving, and Anna, if you want to, I'll allow you. Using your bonus action, you can use up your Hexblade's curse to get some healing
Yes, please.
on the one that died.
I still don't think
So, Bella, if the cursed target dies, you regain hit points equal to your warlock level plus your charisma modifier, minimum of 1 hit point. It doesn't say it moves, it only begins to move, technically, at 14th level.
Jesus.
so
You are in the
That's a
zone
wild
of
one.
uncome, so you are getting a little bit of a minor buff.
No, it's okay. You don't have to. You don't have to make it easy for me. It's not your fault. My fucking dice are ass.
You heal 7 plus charisma. Or I forget. Are you level 7 or level 8? I forget how much.
7.
Or level 7.
Right.
7 plus raise, which
Right.
means 11 hit points.
So, you continue to move. One of them is behind you. Now,
2 more HP and I would be at half my head.
so you continue to move. I'll say you make some more movements. We're gonna go 84. So,
So Ostra gets it twice fire for 45 points.
no, you have.
Hmm.
Give me, if you want to, you may do another flurry of attacks.
Should I use
okay.
my spell slot?
Everyone.
Yeah. All of you can get another action attack.
I'll drop another firebolt. Why not? That
Use
does not
one
hit.
more.
You fuck it. I'll use the other spell slot
But
and
then-
do it again.
Ooh. Does an 18 hit?
I will do
Wait
it.
for the others.
Does an 18 hit?
18 just hits with the
Okay,
AC.
so both skeletons hit.
Okay, nice.
So that is
I have an 18 and a 26.
18 just hits,
Hits.
26 definitely hits.
damage.
Don't you have like a chill touch or something? Like a cantrip?
I have an
That's-
Eldritch Blast. Yeah, but I don't know how much health this guy has left. Plus, I'm gonna recover them with a short rest. Aren't you
That's
the one that always tells me just fucking use them?
Yes, but this is
that's
one die.
17 damage from the
17 damage.
skeletons.
Yeah, you got to the funny number of damage. Yep. So then,
19 on the first one, and 13 on the second one.
looking really bad.
Alrighty.
Would you like to attempt an Eldritch Blast?
Yes, I should attempt an Eldritch Blast. I just have to check how much. It's so rarely use spells.
Only 10.
I think your attack roll to spells is actually better. I think it's either better or the same.
You have 2 on the 10s.
What's the fucking name of Eldritch Blast?
Eldritch Blast.
Bella, 1d10?
Well, attack roll first to hit.
Potentially, maybe. I will never hit it.
You have 2, no?
You have 2 attacks. Yes.
Still. 8 plus 8, 16.
16 sadly does not hit because you are running
Goofies.
and up.
19.
19
Okay.
succeeds.
Oh, fucking fine. So, Mela, I have 2 beams, so should I do 2d10?
But
No,
you
one
missed
hit,
with-
no?
You missed with one.
1 hit.
Yes, but the spell creates more than 1 beam when
And
each
you
one-
missed with 1.
2 beams at 5th level.
And you missed with 1.
But doesn't
That's-
count in one
it's-
attack to
No, no,
No,
no. It's,
no,
it's,
no, no.
it's one.
Each beam
It's
is
one roll
one
for
attack.
each.
D10 plus charisma plus 1.
Hey, look, Warlock sucks sometimes in combat, okay? So yeah, but it's just the roleplay of it makes it worth it.
12 damage.
12 damage. It's exactly
Good.
how much you need.
Are you sure you're just you're not just
No,
saying me to
they
make
had
me feel
one.
better?
They had 101 hit points, and they have one. Well, actually, you did 1 hit damage, 1 damage more than necessary, because they had 1
Nice.
2. That's all. So you needed 11 damage, and you did 12. You got him.
Finally.
And good as well, because as you run, you turn a corner, he becomes visible again. You manage to unleash a couple of extra shots. That last Eldritch Blast hitting just enough and just blasting like a hole in the middle. And the guy keeps running and then just like falls onto the ground, but like just kept going forward. And as you do that, and you turn to continue following the runes, you shift in through another blackened mist, and as you topple out, you see the runes move, slow down, and once more arrive at... This is more of like a circular room, actually. Like a circular... Not like a middle ground, but it's kind of like a circular room where you can see the door ahead of you, and you can see four. Foresight. Because I was supposed to roll a d4 to determine how many rooms there are, and I was like, there are 4 rooms. Wait, I didn't roll this d4 yet. Oh, I rolled a 4 on the d4. Perfect. There are 4 rooms. You see 4 other rooms that are like along the circular wall of the space, and then technically there is the exit behind you that is also just blackened mist, much like what you walked through to enter here. And you see the runes move towards the main door, this large... This one is more of a... This one you can see is more almost made of like kind of obsidian glass. It's like black and purple, but very shiny almost, and translucent metal. Not metal, but alloy. And the door is made of this material. The runes move to either side of the door, and Ostra, you are able to read Forge of Power, Forge of Attachment. And yeah, you are in this new sector of the Forge. We can calm down. Yeah. Like I said, there are 4 rooms. I'll say you have a bit more time. Yeah, you can explore this area. It is
Perception check.
Yeah, go for it. It
I'd
is
like to do
quiet.
an investigation check. Well, is it... So what is inside the room? Sorry.
So right now, like you've just entered, you can't see them, but you can all give me a perception check. We'll start with that.
Okay. Is there light or is it dark?
There's enough, like it's
Okay.
not
Enough light. to see.
bright, but you know enough to see like grays and like notice things.
Can I grab the help action from my snake, or
You can.
Perception is it?
Yes.
nice? It's
7 total.
You need to cleanse your dice, I think.
I don't fucking know what to tell you.
You need to either cleanse your dice or cleanse your spirit. One or the other. Bask your astral self in the light of the full moon and
It's an 18 for me.
18.
Perception.
okay.
16.
16. So you kind of take a deep breath. You recover from the running.
By the way, no, it's not better. It's 1 less. The spell attack. Down.
Yeah, what?
You said maybe it's better than your attack.
How is it worse?
Because
Wait, I
it's
don't know.
only
I don't
plus
know.
7 and my attack bonus is a plus 8.
I'll ask later. So yes, with the 16 and 18, with the 7, you are just recovering. You are gasping for air, focusing, Dana. Okay. You are also a bit unnerved by the masks. Like it was one thing attacking the harpies that were like sleeping, and you took them out before they could even like lay a hand on you guys. These, you got into their face and you fought them directly. And you could see, like, the masks were digging into their flesh deeper and
Almost
deeper.
as if they were alive.
Yes. And it was unnerving. And right now your mind is focused on that. Person and Zinkila, as you are more focusing on, like, what is ahead, what is next. Initially, it is quiet. And you're like, okay, no noises. You look around, you can see the forge itself, you can see the etched markings, but you can't read them. You can see further into the main big room, and you can tell the silhouettes of another 2 anvils inside, but you still haven't walked quite there. And you take a couple of steps forward just so that you can begin to see what might be inside the other rooms. As you do, you hear a metal screeching noise as something moves in one of the rooms. You're pretty sure it's like one that's like to the left of you, you know which room it is, but you hear a sudden movement. And then immediate quiet.
Is it like abnormal quiet, like far too quiet to be normal?
It feels odd, right? Like there was
Unnerving.
silence.
Why am I asking? I can't perceive shit right now.
Yeah, that's also true. You wait, like I'd say, you kind of hear the noise. You stop. About like 5 seconds pass, and then another. It's kind of almost like something is being pushed. Is the vibe. Something metal is scraping against the stone floor. You hear that, but you don't hear it from the same room.
Oh no.
But did the runes stop?
The runes flew into the wall. They did the
Yes,
whole
yes.
thing. Yes,
But they
Has-
stopped.
has-
So it's not like them activating something else that we don't know.
Oh no, you don't. It might be something related
Yes,
to the
no,
main
but
forge.
like they didn't go into another room.
No, they went
Um,
into the.
There's no molten lava flowing, right? In
Nope.
the room. It's just nothing happened yet.
Right now, no, because you are still like far away from the room. Like
The
that's,
entrance.
you haven't like actually. You just walked like 5 feet forward to begin to
Yeah.
approach
I
the area.
think just instantly Zankilla would start casting Animate Dead just to get those
Okay,
skeletons back.
that will take a minute.
I think-
So
I will
Yeah,
also cast Thought Race, and
Cast
I would
Thought
like to
Race.
stealth.
okay, yeah, you may stealth.
That's everyone.
You may all technically stealth. I'm gonna say technically,
In
Zenkila, I'm
regulation,
gonna
each
give you
creature uses
disadvantage
within
because you are casting a ritual spell.
Can I use my snake to give me straight?
Sure.
That's good.
Snake comes through.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically any creature that
Plus.
is around me that is an ally will get plus 10 bonus
Lovely.
to their stealth checks.
Lovely.
So 29 for me.
Nice.
Oh, that's a nice number.
You may roll stealth.
Skeletons as well.
Just give me one roll for them. No disadvantage on the crit roll.
26.
With
I
the
rolled
plus
a
10,
16 on the die.
plus 10,
Yes.
and plus whatever you have.
38.
Lovely.
Jesus
Lovely.
Christ.
You cannot see Sylvan.
You're
None of you can
just
see.
gone. Just gone.
You
25.
know he's there,
31.
but only because you know it is the source of the shadows. Like that
Yep.
you know that he's there.
31.
31. Lovely.
Why
You are
can't
all-
I roll like this when I am fighting. Should I give a buck to my dice?
So, maybe. So, you are spending a minute to cast a spell. As the minute begins to pass, you hear the movement again, and again, and again. It is moving rhythmically. No,
And
it
so
is.
don't know if you want to go check
It's
it
a
out.
movement that's happening in one room. Then the same sound in another room. Then another room. Then the other room. And then it starts again.
Selene would like to check out. So it's like if it's kind of moving like clockwork, kind of like peek into one of the rooms that will be like next in line.
You move in and you see into one of the rooms. It is odd. You see a kind of central structure that is very hard to like properly describe. It feels like something between a compass and a telescope. Like it has a circular base, and then there's like a cylindrical top to it. And you see a construct looking creature is like against one side of the cylindrical base. It seems to have like a lever in front of it, and as it's about to, like you heard it one, you moved up to the next room and you see the creature, and it makes the noise and then stops. And then after like a couple of seconds, you hear the same noise come from the other room. Inside is quite dark, so you're relying mostly on your dark vision to be able to like properly see what's happening in there. So not much color, but you can tell that the structure in the middle seems to be in some way or form emitting some kind of like low energy, but it's a dull energy. It's almost like little specks in the air that like are fluttering around the object, the strange structure. Past that, you can see there are some, it's not really like furniture, but more so kind of like some aesthetic structure that is like along one side of the wall in this particular room. I'd say give me it's an Arcana check or maybe a History check at best.
What Arcana? No, that's a dirty 20.
Nice.
Okay. With the dirty 20, what you get, you feel like you even look and you wait a bit, like a minute takes a while. Like these are moving maybe like effectively like every round there's a movement. So every 6 seconds, Dana. So they're like, this is gonna do 10 iterations before Zenkela finishes the Dana. As you see the next iteration of the same room, you notice that strange ornament in one side of the room, something in it moves. And like your mind goes to a term that you find hard to like find where the memory is, because again, like memory is still all shattered about, but the word abacus comes to mind. But it's like, an abacus is you recall it being some kind of mathematical thing, some kind of analysis of keeping track of something. You're inclined to think that it is in some way or form connected to the movements, and it is keeping track of the various movements that are happening as one movement, and then you hear it in the other noise, and you see it move again in a different little corner. You see some little part of it move around. Yeah. And at
Is
this point,
there
Senkela would finish the animated. Yep.
is there like an end? Like, does it seem like it can come to a conclusion, or is it like it gets to the end and it resets?
I'm gonna say you're a little bit too far away. Like, you need to actually go into the room to properly like understand it, because it seems very intricate.
What I will do
come
is
behind
just
as
to
well.
confirm. Let me just make sure of mechanics of everything. So pass without a trace is
This concentration, I believe.
30 feet from me.
Oh,
Yeah, it's concentration. Because what I was thinking is that if it is dim light or darkness, I can now become a bat,
Ooh.
and a bat has blind sight.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Interesting. It is dim light. It is it is effectively, it's closer to dark vision than dim light. It's like, Zenkela, you are struggling. You can see the shape of things, but that's as far as you can.
I mean, I'll pull out a torch and I'll look at Selen like,
Okay. You pull out.
Should I?
Doesn't it really kind of in, like
With my previous perception checks and so on, do I sense any, like, see anything that might be trap-esque?
From outside here, no. You can't be like fully certain from what's inside the rooms.
Yeah.
But from outside,
Yeah.
no.
my passive investigation is 18, if that
Yeah.
helps.
So we'll keep that in mind. But yeah, outside you are, or at least what you know, fine.
I'll look to Zenkela and I'll say, no torch for now. Let's keep our stealth while we have it, just in case. You hear a voice from somewhere say,
Yeah.
It is like purely, truly for Zenkela, it's like you hear Selen's voice, you look in the direction, there is no Selen.
Fair enough.
like, walking slowly forward,
Okay.
making sure that don't step on any like pressure plates or anything.
Yeah, you keep attentive. So you're walking into one of the rooms though? Like, this is you walking into a room?
Yes, I'll say, when the clock restarts, I'll go into like the first room, so to speak.
Okay. So you walk in as the movement happens, I'll say, like you literally hear.
Yeah.
And you walk in kind of using that to, not that you need it, but you use it as part of the cover of your stealth as you walk in. And you get a little bit of a better visual. Mostly the same. What you can tell further now that you're in the room, there are a lot of runes etched all along the wall. You are hard pressed to understand what they mean. They are clearly arcane in nature. But yes, you feel there is some intricate arcane weaving happening in the room. You can further tell the construct itself, you take further note of it. It is clearly not something that was made for combat. It seems very lanky, very like kind of picture like an Enderman puppet.
Okay.
Kind of vibe. Like something
That
that's
does
very
not
long.
fill me.
Yes, no, it is creepy. It is strange. It's like its limbs are elongated. It almost like the way it is, even its hands are not hands, but rather they're just like wrapped tendrils around the lever that's like as it and it moves forward. You kind of like take a little bit of a sidestep to maybe see its front, and there are no facial features. It is the same as it is from the back, as it is from the front. You can tell there are runes on it as well. They are reminiscent of the statues you saw in the Forge before, in the Forge of Brutality. Like similar transmutation runes. Zenkila pointed them out as transmutation runes. You're like, they're probably transmutation runes. Yeah. And you see more this abacus. And it is interesting. It's like, unlike a normal abacus that is typically more so like little beads on various no, it is more so, it seems three-dimensional in its form, and things are kind of almost shifting like gears, like things are turning and then shifting one into the other. And looking at it, I'm gonna say give me an insight check. Like now that you can see it a little bit better on the inside.
Natural 20.
Okay. Okay.
For a total of 23.
23. You look at it and you're like, at first as you entered, you were concerned about stealth. You are a little bit mesmerized by what you're perceiving, and that lessens somewhat, and you're investing more of your intent into understanding. And as you look at the abacus and it begins to move, and then another movement happens in another room, and you see another shift, you look at it, and it invokes something in you. You understand on a fundamental level. You're not sure how it works, because this is arcane. But you understand on a fundamental level what this is doing is similar to what you kind of do to travel. And as you're like focusing that, and you're like, wait, it does this? Why would it? And then it's like, it's controlling the shape of the forge. It's probably how the corridors are linking to one another, how things are like moving, and whatever semblance of a map can exist for the forge is as much as you can gather. It is very magical. It is effectively for someone with more study, but you would pick it up more so because your magic is this. It is filled to the brim with conjuration magic, teleportation, summoning. It is controlling movement. Yeah. That's...
And the runes ended here, ended in like the access area, so to speak.
No, the runes...
Like in the crossroad.
The runes are... There's a door. There's a proper like door that opened, and it is the forge. These are the subsidiary rooms that are the subsidiary rooms next to them.
Okay.
Yeah. It seems like this particular spot might have some more fundamental significance for the forge itself.
I'll say, yeah. So at this point, I'll drop Pass Without a Trace.
Okay. You drop it. I'd say
I'll
like...
tell Zenkila,
just for your context, the construct does not react. Like, you drop it, you are technically in the open, as much as your stealth was high with the Pass Without a Trace, but the construct does not seem to react to you.
I tell Zenkila, take note. their torch if they would like. And I'll tell them what I have gathered. That this seems to be some sort of central map mechanism for the labyrinth, which is the forge.
Interesting. Okay, I'll put out the torch so
Mhm.
I can see things a bit easier.
You like
And I'd like to have a look at these runes
you may
to
give
understand what
me
they do.
an Arcana check if there is anything else you wish to use. Go nuts, but
Can I help
I'll
with
allow
the
it.
Arcana
Yeah,
check?
yeah. I'd say like having a nat 20 on the inside of this room. I'll definitely allow that.
Okay, and I will also be using knowledge from a past life.
I rolled a nat
20.
1 on myself.
Oh. Yeah,
So do I roll
I
an
rolled
advantage or
on
no?
my.
you have it.
my
No, you
book
still have it.
Okay.
That was just.
Okay, and I will. Right afterwards, I will roll a d6. Okay, it's okay. So that is 26.
26. You, with the light, begin to analyze the room. And your first thought, as much as it is not your school of magic, you look around the room and you can't help but think, this is beautiful. It is art at this point. It has gone beyond the scientific method of magic as you understand it, and this is an intricate weaving. You take in this, and let's say, because you hit a 26, which is 2 tiers above, well, 1 tier above the DC. Yes. You begin tracing the runes somewhat. Like you find what you think is the start. Where if this were drawn by a mortal hand, which you're pretty sure it wasn't, but if it were, this is where it would start. And you begin to follow along its trail. As you follow along, you, Zenkila, yourself don't notice, but you, Silen, observing, and perhaps Ostra as well if you wish to join, you see
I am-
the runes that Zenkila traces begins to brighten, like following along the path, and it creates like a little weave. Ostra, you don't understand magic on this like fundamental scientific level. You understand it more innately, akin to a sorcerer in a way, but still different, still external. And you are looking at it, and you can see the weaving of words begin to form within those runes that Zenkila is tracing. It tells a story within the runes as Zenkila traverses through it. It is a complex story. To read it is not something that you can do, because you understand that it is essentially the speech of deific creatures. Some kind of arcane level that is only reached by those who have reached deific status. But
It's not any of these celestial, etc. vibes.
No, it is
Okay.
beyond. It is beyond.
Pure
I was
magic
also
kind of
gonna
vibes.
ask.
Yeah, no, this is no readable magic. Like, you would need to be deific beings to read this language. But because, Ostre, it is being highlighted by Zenkila, she is pulling out what bits are understandable, and you are able to read it both from some external force, possibly Ankam, possibly something different, and your fundamental talent for magic. The story it tells is of the construction of the Forge of Promise. And it is vague, the bits you can get. You know that Malek, the god, the reigning ruler of the pantheon of the sleeping gods, gifted Ankam something. And that something,
Wait, repeat. Who gifted?
Malek, the head of the sleeping gods, the one who talked to you first, the reigning lord, matron of monsters, monarch of dreams, various titles, but Malik. Gifted Ankam something, and that something is in the heart of the forge. It contains something that is precious to Ankam, as it was a promise between her and Malak. The way it's worded here, her loving mother. Malak being addressed as the loving mother. And as you build that connection, Zenkela, you continue to trace, and you end up on the other side of the room, and there is a nice thorough line like across the room. And as you finish and reach the other end, you suddenly like are pulled out of it, almost as if you were fully caught in a trance of this like focus. And the central compass and this telescope lights up, and the strange energy that was like coming out of it, this like dull gray little specks that even in the light is still a dull gray initially, become this bright green. And it begins to fill the space more and more. And you see from outside the room, the other rooms are also glowing. In this room, you all recover any spell points that you gained, that you lost.
Ooh.
You fully regain Dana. You regain your spell slot. Yeah. You regain your spell. Any missing magic you have are returned to you. I don't think any of you have used item charges, but if they had been used, they would have been refueled as well. You get that, and as that happens, Zenkela, you focus, and the energy, this green energy, begins to coalesce and sort of like build together, and in the space, like in a kind of like central area near to the structure, this cloak seems to form out of the ether. A very beautiful emerald green floats in the air, like just kind of like almost like billowing, and then falls to the ground.
Cloak.
A cloak.
I will go.
Billowing.
I will go pick it up.
You go pick it up. It feels, the material is indescribable. It is perfect.
Does it feel similar to my Nyxborn cloak?
Kind of.
Okay.
Yes, there is an essence there that is similar.
Okay.
Though probably different in its scope and capacity. Yeah. You find this cloak. Unsaved.
Okay.
So,
Nothing happens in the forge though. There's no lights.
so far no.
Okay.
You remember last time in the forge, it activated when you walked through the threshold. Just to remind
Fair.
Donna. But yeah. You also notice that the other rooms are also glowing in different light. There is a blue,
Okay.
a red, and a purple.
We'll move to the rest of them, I guess.
Yeah.
Once.
Yeah. So, the way this is gonna work is essentially, you may work together, but effectively I need another Arcana check, and I'll say like you can do the same of potentially one helps the other. If you have any other features or effects that you can use, but you try to understand the.
Okay. So I rolled one with advantage from the help action.
Okay.
That's natural 20 for 28.
Hey, nice. Lovely.
Nice.
It's Arcana period, or can it be anything else?
Mainly it's more so effectively. Oh yeah, sure. Yes, it's Arcana. No, it can't be anything else.
So 10 total.
Okay, so okay, that's fine. Yeah.
Do I roll for
depends.
every room?
Yeah. Give me a roll for every room.
So that's
How many?
2 more.
Yes. You got a 20. You said a 28 technically, but it is a nat 20, so I will keep that in mind.
Okay, there's another one of
So 10 and an
these.
11.
Okay.
So next one is 19, 27,
Okay.
and next one 60. That's good. 30.
30. Wow.
Wait,
Damn.
wait, that's not possible.
Yeah, because I'm saying like 20.
No, yes, 30, yes, 30.
Okay. How much was
'Cause
that 20 Javiri total? Just because I.
That's when it was 28, but I'm using a feature called Knowledge from a Past Life,
Okay.
which lets me add the D6 after I roll a D20
Okay.
to that
How
check.
often can you do that? Just.
I used that 3 times. I've used them 3, or
Okay.
I've used them all up.
Okay, nice. Okay. So, as you are all flowing into one room after the other, you all, once you get into the, we'll say, just to do the down of the effects, the easiest one is the red room. You all regain your hit points.
Nice.
You are fully restored.
And just to confirm,
Yep.
we had aid from
From Russell.
You did.
Onslaught.
That still works. That still is applied.
That's nice.
So all of our health back.
Yep. You regain your health. You read the story of this room, and in short, this is a bit of a more sorrowful tale.
Question.
Yeah.
Since we had the aid, I think, cast on us at the beginning
Yeah.
of the day, so 5 extra HP.
Yeah.
Do we also
Mhm.
gain those?
Yeah. Like the aid is added to your max hit point, so whatever damage you lost, you start from the aid. As in, like, the aid is
Yeah,
healed, so it's just your max hit point. So the story in the red room is a little bit sad. It tells a story of Ankam being betrayed by her brothers. It refers to the mischievous one, and there is the symbol of Azad, and it refers to the liar, which refers the symbol of Omar. It seems the story is a bit difficult to follow as to like what exactly happened, but in essence, they hurt Ankam in a way that she could never fully recover, and that hurt she put here so that others may not be hurt the same way. A promise to heal. And yeah, that is the story in this story. And you regain hit points. And as you focus, because this one you got, we're gonna say, okay, since we did the rolls before, we're gonna do them a little bit more random. So 2 is blue.
This one would have been the
red.
natural 20.
Huh?
This one would have been the natural 20.
Alright, fine. If
But
Give-
I'm gonna
give
do
me
them
a
in
five.
order.
give me a 5, because there's red, blue, and purple. In
So I
which
would have
order?
gone red, blue, and purple. That's
Right.
the way you said it.
Tayyip, perfect.
So this one natural 20, 27,
Yep,
and 30.
27 and 30. Tayyip, thank you very much. So, yes,
Way easier.
with a nat 20,
Mine are us anyway.
as you finish following the ley line of the runes, 2 objects begin to form in the air. 2 amulets floating and then drop to the ground.
I will pick them up. I have identified, so I will eventually
If you-
identify
yeah.
all of these.
Lovely, yeah.
I have a massive list of stuff I have to identify, so not for now.
That's fair. We can
We'll,
do that.
figure it
Okay,
out.
we'll conclude just
Yeah,
with what you get. So, the blue room with the 27. You enter the blue room, and in the blue room, the effect you get is
You die.
You die. You just die. Yes. So, in the blue room, effectively... Oh, this is actually good. So you would have used 2. So any features you've used are recovered. So it's like not spells, but features are fully recovered. So in your case, technically your
I
knowledge...
have 1 used.
As that, you're going to have used 1 after. So
Yep.
so that is the effect. So for example, you get your Hexblade's Curse back, Ostra. I forget if you've used a feature, Selen. That's like a feature but not a spell. But you regain any that are that. That is the effect. The story in the blue room is a very heartwarming event that happened to Ankam with her sister Hike. The story is as well very vague on the details, and this one it seems very purposeful. There is a clear bashfulness on Ankam's behalf, as it is the way that you read it, Ostra, as you interpret what Zenkela deciphers. Effectively, it seems like Haik and Ankam are very close, or at least during the time of this, they were close. And they made a promise to care for one another, to care about the things that each other cared for, to view each other as important. And as that story kind of closes and the ley line completes, the mist, this bluish mist in this scenario, begins to form together, and it gives these bracelets. Very...
How many?
There are 2, like 1 set for each hand. 2 sets, like 1 set of bracelets. Sure.
Sure, but the amulet was 2 different amulets,
there are
right?
2 different amulets. This one is actually 2 sets of bracelets. So there are 2
Okay.
sets of bracelets. There are 2 amulets. So, the last one, the purple one. You enter into the room, and already the energy there before you even start is insurmountable. Like you walk in and you all feel overwhelmed. In a good way. A lot of emotions swell up suddenly, but a lot of good emotions. Courage, confidence, pride, joyfulness. All kind of like coalescing within the space. You kind of center yourselves as you walk in and you begin to focus on the task at hand, what you need to do. And you begin the process. The story this tells, Ostre, hits you very deeply, as there is reference to the lattice. It is an event that happened, that Ankam was a part of, but seemed to be more of a... not the main center of the story, but whatever happened here affected her somehow. It tells of the tale when she first remembers her first memory. It refers to all of her siblings and her mother being gathered together and the lattice greeting them, telling them what the rules were, telling them that the dreaming was theirs now. And she remembers this fondly. She refers to a caring smile, these gleaming eyes with hope and passion of the lattice. And we will close today as all of you recall a memory.
Ooh.
And we will end today's
Hey.
session.
Which you won't
Right
give
there.
us offer.
Cliffhanger.
Yeah. But lovely. You hit the DC necessary for this room specifically. And then you would have gotten other stuff.
My 10
Yeah.
was enough.
Yes, the 10 was critically important.
Uh,
Without that 10, it was done.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, but as far as items are concerned, you did get a emerald cloak, 2, they would have been ruby amulets, 2 sets of sapphire bracelets, and you'll figure out what the last one is after the memories.
These are magical items, or they're
These
just
are
like
all
fancy looking?
No, they
Okay,
are
okay,
magical items.
okay.
You, the best I'm going to tell you just
Are
for
there
you.
enough for all of us? Will we have to fight?
I don't know if you want to tell us what they are right now. We say I did identify, so we can start splitting them up.
I will send you I will send you a
Okay,
document.
okay.
You can talk over them, but after.
Just so that it's easier in the off time to
Yeah, exactly.
discuss.
No,
which
I'll give
ones.
them to you like as soon as I have
Okay.
everything done. I will send you a respective
Perfect.
doc.
I also have the 3D symbol of Ancom, the orb.
Yes.
Ready to check.
Yes.
And the command colors.
Yes, the
I think
colors.
I think
Yes,
that's it.
yes. Lovely.
Yeah, that's it.
Lovely. All right. But good job.
Awesome.
You deciphered the fundamental stories of the Forge of Promise. These building foundations of the promise made to the Forge. And with that, we will close today's session and hopefully pick this up in about 2 weeks' time. Well, actually, no. We will miss a Sleeping Gods one, so it might be a month's time before we see what happens. No,
Why?
because at the time when Sleeping Gods would happen, I think Kiara will be away and won't be able
On
to-
the 8th?
I think so, yes. As that, on the
I
8th,
see.
yes. Kiara will be a
So
turn from
Maybe we
time
can
to time.
sneak in on the 15th. I don't know.
Yeah, we
see what's
can.
gonna happen.
We'll see if we
I
can.
mean, I can try to join.
We'll see. We'll see.
Well, we'll see how it goes.
But yes, thank you for everyone who joined us or anyone who watches this in the future. Hope you enjoyed. Reminder for next week, we will be having 2 different campaigns, one on Wednesday, one on Thursday. Arcane Adventures Pathfinder for Wednesday by Russell, and then The Harrowing by Adam, which is classic D&D, but with a bit of zesty zest.
With a lot of us,
With a lot of zesty zest. Lovely. But with that, we bid you all a good day, a good night, and take care.
Adios.
Ta-ta! Good night!
Good night.